All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is November 14th, 2025, and it's looking like a volatile one. So we were just talking there about the balance of it's going to be a little bit of panic, but also kind of the risk that you may be in Chop City. So I think there's going to be a lot of emotions because once again, you are declining here. It's really in the last couple days. This is why I keep thinking of 2018, and I'll show you guys all today as we get through the day. But fact of the matter is, people can't really explain to you why all of this is happening. There's a lot of different reasons: data centers, phantom power, the Oracle, the bonds, the funding, the government shutdown coming back. Rate cut odds have gone from like 70 to 80% down to like under 50 just in the last couple of days. And people are asking questions. Even again, your gold and plays that you would think people would be rushing to, they're getting a little bit of liquidity problems, more or less. So when it's all said and done, people are feeling a certain way. This is already right now the worst November since 2008, but you still got another 2 weeks, and we don't have any data. That's still delayed, even though everything is open up. And now besides that, we are going to have a day probably filled with emotions and getting ready for the next setup pretty much into NVIDIA earnings. I mean, this may even be an NVIDIA pump fake if you think about it, but something we talked about here even yesterday for all of you, got to keep in mind, NVIDIA earnings just got a lot more important, because if most of this revolves around AI, I mean, that big earnings there, it's going to either confirm or deny, my friends. So Chad, I hope you're ready. I hope you're locked and loaded. But here at the Cult, before we do any of that, priority, hierarchy, all of it, dog. It means something. How did we get here, Chad? We got here because of freedom, man. So before we chase a dollar, imagine all the stuff we're doing right now. But I think we should pay homage and understand that we have freedom. We have freedom to do a lot of things and a lot of great things in this country, even enrich ourselves. And the Lord holds that ability. But for real, man, without the freedom, without this great country, without the veterans who have made this sacrifice, I think things would be a lot different. That's why I hope we could really honor and give a big shout out, man, to everybody who has served, active service, past service, anybody who has served and given to this great nation, even your families that made the sacrifice. For real, thank you for everything. God bless every single one of you, man. I really do hope you get a long term. If anybody should be owning the land and the quality stocks, my friend, it should be you. And I appreciate you, and I understand the value, and I hope you understand your value. You all have a purpose and meaning. And that being said, value, appreciation, those are financial terms. And if you ever lose sight of what really values, what really matters, how to truly appreciate, I don't think it'll fare well on the finances. And all my veterans, I think you've already been trained. You have the discipline. You already know the hierarchy. You know the value already, brother. So thank you for your service, and I hope too that all of this could bear more and more fruit for all of you. And at the end of the day, just thank you, for real. God bless every single one of you, and those who haven't served, I really hope you could show this love as well. So God bless America, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to the local communities: doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Set the judge! Oh, it's game time, baby. Oh, no. Oh, long term is coming to town. He knows if you bought spot puts. He knows if you saved 10. He knows if you sold all your stock. So be good for goodness sakes. Hey, you better start and save. You better hold long. We got 1 minute. All right, man. Let me go to the bathroom real quick. God bless America. And get ready, man. Emotions. I don't want any. I told even the other guys, I already banned some people. Y'all bring any emotions today. Look at the market. It's already going to be emotional. We ain't got no time for that shoulda, coulda, woulda, all that crap. You know what I'm saying? So focus up. Don't influence your brother, man. Be a service. Give something good, dog. I hope they feel me. Amen. All right, baby. Let's get it. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished, made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. You cheat, Trotsky, can't beach on the one. Round one, fight. Alrighty. Again, gold, that's already, gold was down another 1% earlier. So we'll see. And then your boy NVIDIA, that's actually starting off pretty decent here at the cash open. Oh, they already jacked up some prices. Want it easy or hard? Want a genie or a god? I took one, I'm taking two off the rip. I want to even sell one. Yeah, oh wow, the gold actually worked very well. I mean, it was a big move, but usually those GLDs will lag. But yeah, those are up. So you either hold or take it. Oh, I do have some companies too that you should watch even for the upside. Again, all the values. Tap, Pepsi, Dana here, all of those. Oh, and there's one more, but we'll see. And then again, I even told the other guys, I don't think news is going to matter as much in a weird way, unless it's really good or really bad. You're probably going to have an interesting effect, to say the least. Oh, they already jacked up some of them. Okay, and then now you wait. Oh, where is it? Is gold still down? Yep. Want it easy or hard? Want it genie or a god? So where are we at? 1.6 on the Nazi, 1.1 on the SPY, 0.9 on the Dow, and then Russell 148. I know, well, the value we got to see. I am worried if any value starts to come down, but at the same time, I mean, they could be pretty good. Oh, these are terrible. Want it easy or hard? Want a genie or a god? Where's the other one? All right, so a couple of values did start off very well. UNH and healthcare did not do as good. They're bringing volatility up on the calls, though. Watch out. So some of those old NVIDIAs are coming up, too. Well, well, well. I think pizza's up. All right, let's see China, because China's going to play out, too. Eventually, if people think about, like, the whole gold thing, they're going to start liquidating in some areas, and I don't know if it'll play like a staple. But yeah, I got one idea. Oh, it's already moving. What kind of spread is this? Oh, they're holding these. All right. Suck. I have one for the upside, but the spreads are too wide, even on these value stocks. So far, those off the rip have moved. But get ready. Again, there is going to be a bounce eventually. The hard part is going to be how much it actually bounces. I might have to wait on the other side. And then gold's even rocketed up again. They went up another 100%. And then where's your boy? It's your boy. Financials are going up. There's PG. And Merck was the only weird one. Good morning. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Core Weave, too. Yeah, well, China's just going to play very odd. JP Morgan lower. Well, yeah, gold was the one. I mean, I don't know. You guys all heard it yesterday. That was right when we started seeing that later in the day. We ended up taking it because that was the first sign of like, oh my gosh, liquidation. But again, too, I've been telling everybody, I really think it's all going to be emotional here. So I wouldn't get too crazy because this isn't like, the risk is that we get stuck in Chop City. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, up, down. But I'm like, dude, if it turns into Chop City, it's not going to be fun for everybody. And then I got one for you guys. I'll give you this one. Not a recommendation, and good luck. All right, gold kind of chilling. Now Pepsi, so watch. SPY's going up. If this is going to be your bounce, then you'll see. And watch what the staples do. Walmart's going to get in the way of XLP, so you might want to look at all of them individually. And then bonds even coming down too. Everybody was tweaking on that. And there's NVIDIA. We got two of those. Apple 2 down 0.8. Remember, that started off the week doing good because it didn't spend on AI. But then also, too, everybody's playing the game of they don't know why. Tell me why. Alrighty. Did the Pepsis work? Yeah, the Pepsis are actually moving a lot. Alright, so first three. So get ready. All right, I don't know if you'll fill the gap, but just keep in mind now, watch the premiums because even on the move up, the spreads were already high to start off. So you got to just keep that in mind. And if equal weight doesn't bounce, this is going to increase the likelihood of it actually like rallying. But then if equal weight bounces with it, then you're going to know that rotation or not. That's what I'm saying. So just keep that in mind. In a weird way, you kind of want equal weight to go up because if equal weight doesn't go up, and then stocks start ripping, that could just be more of a recovery on the tech that's down. So that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be it's gonna be confusing. Where's the other one? All right, they're bringing down some of the other volatility plays. They gapped them up in the morning. That's what you're going to be careful of. Yeah, there's still fat spreads even on all of the value ones. Even anything to the upside, you got to keep that in mind. And remember, that's what we did. People are like, why didn't we buy puts? It's because if you got any of the healthcare stuff this week, if you grabbed any of those laggers, they were good. But look at the last 4 minutes on this bounce. Equal weight has dumped. That idea is not held up for now, but then that's creating the bounce we were looking for. Chop City, it might give you that, but I think Chop City, everybody loses. That's the only worry I'd have. Alrighty. Google. And then watch, China's going to be a weird one. because it might go down with everything in the sentiment, or it's going to start outperforming because people aren't going to like the US stuff. Okay, get rid of that other one I told you could double dip. There you go. That's leveling it out. There's still 100% spread. Jesus loves you. All right, so you're back. Cash open. 3 minutes down, 4 minutes back up. You're holding 0.9. NASDAQ still 1.1. And then we see any China. I mean, if they're not down, probably not. All right, so the problem with this one, it's either everything comes, if SPY comes down, it's going to match up with the equal weight, or equal weight gets a little bit of a bounce. That's going to be the tricky part. But yeah, I don't even, 30 points actually, bottom to top. I mean, again, Chop City is real, brother. Chop City is real. I can't stress it enough. I think I'm done for that unless I want to take any more. Same goes for you. Yeah, look at healthcare. Where's Eli Lilly? Eli Lilly's starting to do it again. Let's see. Yeah, bro, some of these got washed to start off. So that move killed all of those Eli Lilly premiums, if you want it. But then again, that little 4-minute move, these moves are big. I hope you guys see that. That's 30 points on the SPX. Even then, Eli Lilly just moved 20 bucks right there. So some of those options that were up a ton, they just got clobbered, and now they're coming back up. Cheapies, but yeah, I like the Eli's for now. But let's see if are they all going to go back and forth. And then Pepsi. Okay, so some more staples are going down. You're getting another candle. You do have a NVIDIA rally, so NVIDIA's recovered 2 there. And now TSM, not all the chips. Global Foundries, GFS. Oh, High Ticker is very active. Again, this was just a decent move there for 30 points, but just remember the game plan from the morning. This is kind of expected. You're going to get your first ones off the rip, and premiums jacked up. This is going to level them out. But then, like I'm saying, if this all goes tech, it's going to get way more confusing. But then if it starts to play the little staple game, you're going to be just pretty much what we've dealt with the last couple days. Let's see those again. Boeing, Cart, Cold. SAP, there's a couple of European headlines, but like I'm saying, I don't think the headlines, unless it's like actually good news or really good or really bad, I don't think it's going to move you much. Global Foundry is going up on Whirlpool for the long term. We've talked about that one a lot recently. And just in general, go to my Twitter. You'll see the slick charts thing. But that's the thing. Yeah, NVIDIA's already recovered 3. That's all of what it is right now. Even then, from the morning, that started this before anything else. And then, yeah, as that goes, as long as it stays up, it's going to change some of the setup here. Even gold, they've recovered about 1%. The premiums are still up on that. Anything you gapped up into is holding. And any off the morning, they already got slashed. And then there's Cisco. That was the good earnings one. You're meltarooning, Chattadooney. I think this is part, it could be just some, some of the BS ahead of earnings. At the very least, that changed around the premiums. But like I was telling you in the morning, those old NVIDIA calls were going up. AMD NVIDIA graphics cards on sale ahead of Black Friday. XP. Who else is there? I'm thinking of one more value. They already killed a couple of them. So right now, even Staples now, it's not just Walmart. Actually, it reversed. Everything down in the pre-market has gone up. So Walmart was even down like 2-3%. That's gone up there. And then the other staples that were up are coming down. So this is, bro, this is like some of what I'm telling you. This is Chop City. Because the next move now, depending on if it stays or not, that's why because think about it. That was a big 2-3% on some of these. What's going to happen if it comes back down? None of those premiums are going to move. But yeah, you are melting up though for the meantime. Apple. Yeah, watch Apple too. I still think out of all of them, or you set up for NVIDIA if you really feel that way, but yeah, but no, even then, Apple, the ones that would be doing good right now are not starting that way. It's not as much panic to start off, but if we come back down, it will. But like I'm saying, if tech starts to lead this and then you leave equal weight behind, that's not gonna be as good, more or less. But now equal weight's starting to catch up with it. Tesla. All right, we'll grab one more. Terrible. Chinese government warned citizens not to travel to Japan in the near future. They did not like those comments. All right, see where it goes to. You have another, 40 points to fill the gap. That's pretty much what you've done already here. You've done 50 points from the bottom. This is a massive move, you guys. That voting start right there is huge. So 50 points off the open. NVIDIA is about to go green right now. Then you got a couple of others climbing. It's all, I see mostly tech. I'll get a checkup here in a little bit. It's only been 17 minutes. It's a very good open, and it's very different than the nuking that you have seen every other morning. But I guess you did have a little bit of that yesterday. But this is a lot bigger. This is a stick. I would argue that's your biggest move all week, just off of these last 15 minutes. I don't think you've moved 30 or 50 points in that. What's equal? You don't know equal weight this whole time? Oh man, equal weight is the SPY just counting them all the same, rather than giving NVIDIA or Amazon outsized weighting. The under positioning, yeah, we talked about. Every time you get to a certain point, we have encountered some BS. It could also be front running NVIDIA. Again, this is now, because that just made all of those puts go up in value. And now if NVIDIA comes down, those puts are going to hold off this spread. But like I was telling you even, 15 minutes ago, NVIDIA calls were gassing off the morning. So look, all of the big tech, you even have SanDisk and a couple of other ones are up there. So now it's going to be until everybody positions. Oh, CoreWeave, I forgot about that one. It's already been 15 minutes. 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 it. There you go. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll give you another one. You're gonna get both sides. So, but yeah, keep it small. And then again, because that one's the one lagging. And that has the worst credit default swaps. So, ripe for either direction. Try one more. I don't know if this is it. It's only been 15 minutes, 20 minutes, so that was quick. Let me see. China exports on yttrium are causing shortages in aerospace. Dash beat pizza. Okay, where's Equate again? And then bonds are getting dropped, but then yesterday people were even complaining that the bonds weren't moving how they should. But then remember, yesterday was everything got liquidated. So that's what we started to see with your boy gold. Gold's still holding though, 2.2. Premiums are in the same. All right, NVIDIA's going up again. So again, you could keep in mind upside plays like for some of the laggers on tech, because then this will be, remember, it's either we get that new high, bro, and we need that most hated rally, or otherwise it's just going to be chop city. So that is the worry there. But for now, I mean, that already just flipped. This is a big reversal of any of the cash opens this week. You got nuked at the mornings, but now that went down 3 minutes and then just all up with, and we're talking 50 points. Now NVIDIA is green. And Micron. Where's Intel? So see if any of the other smaller sets. Right now, big tech is getting love to the upside. Then there's Apple. Well, Netflix was a leader. So those year-to-date leaders now, or the year-to-date laggers, are the ones that have been doing really good this week. They all got hit except for Lilly. Again, even Pepsi flipped right there. Walmart went up. Anything down went up. Anything up went down. That's literally what's happened here in the first 15 minutes. Go even look from the pre-market. Who's the other one? Yeah, PG. PG was in the middle, and then that one chilled. Yeah, even Tap, bro. They brought all of them. Nibis going up. And then CoreWeave. What's the other one? ARM. Yeah, even ARM starting to go. I just went red to green. Yeah, bro. It's 5% on NVIDIA. Let me see those plays. Yeah, the NVIDIA premiums went up. They were like that from the morning. It's actually kind of insane. So, but now again, this is going to be a lot trickier for earnings. I don't know if you guys are going to play that or not. Baidu on the high. Yeah, China's doing good. See, that's what we're saying. China was 1, but I guess you're outperforming. The Dow is down by 1, NASDAQ 0.4. Where's the other emerging markets? So watch those. They're going to play a really weird role in all of it. All right, now gold's coming up. Where's Bitcoin? I see JD. That Japan news is hitting. I haven't looked at biotechs. Biotechs are going up, actually. So look, that's your weird spot right there. That's actually great. So XBI, XLV is not going up, but XBI is. So there, you got, oh, that could be because of the CDTX one. That could be because of the Merck buyout. Well, this is what, I mean, again, do you guys see what I was saying with Chop City? Because now look, you thought all puts, it's going to go up, and you're like, what the, and then guess what happens? And then if it now comes back to normal, you're going to be like, why did I buy calls? And then it's going to play that game all day. But then you do that for like 2 months, bro, it's terrible. That's why we'll go over it here in a little bit once we settle out. But that is the 2018 setup. Elevance. Yeah, UNA. I mean, again, healthcare was up 4.5% this week. Yeah, ARM, Apple. I keep your eye on any of them. Meta's still down a decent amount. And NVIDIA is the one where all of it's going. NVIDIA is really leading. And now you have China again. Let me see. Premiums on K-Web, they're just widening them. Oh, I forgot. Dude, why do I do that? Every day I forget about Oracle. But yeah, no, some of them, it looks like Meta. I mean, again, Oracle is down some of the most out of all of these. All right. That's it, man. You got 50 points. I think at this point you either gap fill, but it's going to be, if it doesn't lead to major melt up at this point, the next move down is going to be frustrating on both sides. So get ready, but nothing's happened yet. All you had was literally cash open panic, but then that turned into panic buy, and here we are. But yeah, and then if you had premiums that gapped into it, they're still up. The golds are coming down a little bit, but they're still up a couple 100%. And then anything off the rip is now slashed. But then now this is going to be either your double dip, speak now, or forever hold your peace on all of them. Even value too, because you got to think about it. All those value plays have gotten murked. They gave up half of what they gained this week on, at least UNH did. Oh, where is it? Where is MSTR? So even then, that got a little bit. I think NVIDIA is the powerhouse for the morning, though. That just helped you out a lot. And then more value on the low. Any healthcare now. I'm seeing CVS. Again, there's going to be a difference between biotechs and healthcare itself. Jane, gold is coming up now. So gold under 2 after going 3.5. Oh. Yeah, where's Fiserv? So watch the tech that's like we talked about, the high risk, high reward year-to-date lagger, but nothing to do with value or nothing to do with like consumer. Those are going to be the interesting ones. And then Tesla's starting to go up here on the high. Now utilities. Okay, high tickers, actually look at the momentum. 30 second, 1 minute. It's about 3/4 maxed out. And then there's Eli Lilly. That one's doing it no matter what the weather. I hope you see that one. Eli Lilly, bro, it was leading, it lagging. It doesn't even matter what the market was doing. That one kept going. Pfizer, now BABA's on the high. So yeah, in an odd way, China is outperforming. So that was, I think that's word to the bond market people were tripping on. Because again, people were getting bothered like the bonds aren't moving even though we had volatility. But then again, no bond volatility means no real volatility. But that's why they were trying to say the US is an emerging market. But then again, emerging, if that was the case, the real emerging markets would go up. Who else was that? Why is space going up? Yeah, all the space stocks are doing pretty good. Oh, and then the hymns from yesterday? I didn't even look at that one. Let's see. I think that one came up. Yeah, a little bit. You're down from yesterday, but they're about to go in the money. Well, this day is not over yet. Get ready. Because that, dude, do you guys realize how massive this open is? Look at that. Bro, you just went from 6640 to 6700 in 30 minutes. Like on the dot. So yeah, get ready. They took all the bids away. Space had good earnings. Yeah, that one's up. A lot of those space stocks are doing good, but here's a little bit down. But like I said, I mean, speak now or forever hold your peace on any of them. There's a couple of decent ones, but you're not going to get any bids, man. So right now, a lot of everything had spread to the upside. Everything's going to have spread to the downside. They hate the spreads. So why? That's 1 point, man. You know that now. That's 1 point on the SPY. BTU and coal. Watch, the utilities were leading earlier. There's a couple of random poppers. Any long-term suggestions? Go through the list of what's down. It's been kind of the theme I've been yelling all week, man. I love them. There's a lot of good value out there. But not today. I mean, today it's going to be weird because some of them, they were up on the week, so I don't know where they like hold up, but I would get familiarized with all of the names that are actually underperforming this year. Yeah, I don't know if Netflix could be because they were leading or they're also putting that bid together for WBD. Alright. Oh. Alibaba. Perfect. NVIDIA, dude, NVIDIA just moved 5%. Like I'm telling you, that's a 50, 60 point move. There's Oracle now and Microsoft and Google on the high. So watch here, because if NVIDIA slows down, those are going to pick up the next leg of that. Yeah, and Intuit, I thought it was Intel. Yeah, Microsoft, Google, those are all going green now, except Google and Meta. Time, 10:04. Long-term stocks are coming to town. Right. Okay, now I'm done. I took a little bit off the morning and then added those couple ones. Those are good place markers. But now, yeah, I think it's either rip or dip or rip or chop city, really. So make them up. But even then, I'm keeping time on all of these. Why? Because NVIDIA earnings. So I'll tell you the next one. AMD now too. All right, yeah, keep them. You gotta keep them small, unless you're feeling it, dog. Depending on how you're feeling about it. Not a recommendation. God bless America. All right, the golds, they're still up, but they've slashed now. They're like 200% from 500%. Fucking XBI, dude. That one's a trip. Oh, and then the ones from the morning are going back up. There's actually one value moving right now. Holy shit. Yeah, so it's good. You're getting little pockets, bro. It's just going to fuck with you. Get ready. So, yeah, the value buy to the upside, not tech related. Those are moving now. A little bit. It's pick and choose, though. And then Eli Lilly is going to do whatever else it wants. Schmid, Fed could lower rate on paid reserves. Ease access to standing repo. What? That could, see if the bonds react to that, or the dollar. Fed Schmid talking about getting rid of or lowering the IOER. CoreWeave flipped. So look, that's one already dying there. You don't need to talk about your long-term being down on the one day. We're not taking that. I don't need any emotions today, brothers. So please think before typing locked in. I'm laughing because I'm like, bro, I haven't looked at my long term today, but I'm sure it probably went down, but I wouldn't trip on it. And if that's, please don't bring that to your brothers. Thank you. All right, Microsoft. So you're getting a couple, but I don't despise tweaking. Then you got that Fed headline. Yeah, you should have seen April. We made it alive, I think. There's a couple on the low. I just don't know the setup here. Let me get you guys the checkup. Show me what you're working with. Dow Jones, 4 in the green. So literally 26. Oh, Merck, finally, little piece of shit. So remember, Merck was the only one. I was like, man, that's going to be a wild card along with Fiserv. I didn't think, but yeah, Merck is going up. They bought somebody. But literally 4 names green on the Dow. Microsoft, Merck is now one of them. It would have been 3. And then the other 26 are red. NASDAQ only has 20 green, 81 in the red. So even after a 50-point move, you still have 80 in the red. So you have a lot more room to go green, or so overall the pressure is negative. And SPY, 380 red, 120 in the green. So yeah, majority are still down even after that move. And then a couple that were like running with the race, they're doing their own thing. Now airlines, like look, Southwest with a decent pop. Check the other airlines. Yeah, airlines are starting to go up. Again, Whirlpool started to pull away. There was one more that was kind of random. Oh, CoreWeave. So CoreWeave was getting up, but that got knocked. That one did not hold. And then Microsoft, see what Meta ends up doing. And then NVIDIA, just keep in mind NVIDIA and tie it into the earnings for next week. Call it a day. Because again, if you had some of the calls are still holding up from a couple weeks ago. And then now you can take advantage of anything else. But nice 30 minutes. Plant is green. Bonds are getting wrecked. Oh, I guess not really. That's more volatile though, but yeah, I didn't realize it opened up 0.5% and then just sold off all that. I think Merck is very surprising. So again, Merck would have been good. Merck was killing it all week, and then they bought the company. They were down, but that kind of benefited off that little low cash open. FedEx going up. That one's about to go green too, and UPS. So let's see. PG is only one of the only ones green right now. Pinduoduo on the low. Is China selling yet? No, not too bad. The bank started off good. This the place to be. Wow, wow. Shake it fast. Long-term stocks. Shake it fast. Show me what you're holding with. I'm sorry. All right, you're getting back to VWAP, Merck. So see, you're either going to you have 2 options. Either the stocks that bounced a little bit that are still red come back down. Some of them went green. Or the ones that were red, like Pepsi, anything XLP, they go up. Well, where's Walmart? Because if Merck went green, man, that means Walmart could go green. Low key. And then, bro, if bonds rocket back up, this might be your bond volatility. Finally. Because again, starting off like that, selling off, it's nothing at the scoreboard, but if it does move, you'll get something. If it comes back up. If you go up another 0.5% in the first hour, you haven't done that in a minute. PG, PEP, green. That's what I'm saying though. So keep in mind, it's either all these values start to come back up, or you're gonna have the other ones come down. Again, there's still the option of the things, everything ripping still. So keep that in mind. But I'm glad the ones that we picked up in the morning to the upside did go good, except the tech one. Anything non-tech is already catching a bid. Tech, no bid. On to stocks. Save it fast. Yeah, SPY, man, I think I said last call here, man, I would just, it's going to be annoying. You could already tell. But then now you, like I'm saying, watch the names that are already red if they go back up, if any of it flip-flops, and then watch if bonds come back up somehow, some way, then you're going to really get some volatility. That's if they could go back up to the open. But look, they're getting destroyed right now. Gilts climb or gilts drop 15 basis points. CLX, that's a good one. We talked about all these. I would just go through the list and just get familiarized, but any long-term name that you would be around, you think will be here for the next 10 years, and it's already down on the year, those are something I would not ignore. Yeah, the Merck's dam came back up. All right, some of the value's slowing down though. So literally every green candle on the SPY or every green candle on NVIDIA, the value is gonna slow, and then vice versa. Anytime it starts coming down, I think you're shaking off the cash open a little bit. But if tech goes up, value goes down, and then vice versa. It's a reverse rotation from what we've seen. The other one, Kenview or Kimberly, Eli Lilly again. So yeah, that one doesn't matter the weather. That thing's gonna go. Well, don't take my word for it. It's already went. Is what I'm implying. Amazonian's only down half, and then yeah, we got NVIDIA. No AMD, Intel love. Those are still clapped. Who's the other one? CoreWeave. Yeah, Meta, again, Meta is also, or check Oracle. I think they already came back up. But yeah, watch if the big tech laggers. But then last time, the other tech laggers did not move. Now it's really concentrated on Mag 7 today after this kind of getting the staples unwinding. If this holds all day today, you're getting all of the staples doing the reversal of the last 4 days. At least so far. This has been a very aggressive open in 45 minutes. You might even fill the gap. Yeah, equal weight hasn't moved. This is all tech. Like I'm saying, if equal weight stays down and this goes up, this is tech going up while all those, 20 names stay red on the Dow and then the other 380 on the SPY. Yeah, Meta. Last time it was Google and Microsoft. I think Google's the only one still red. Google and Amazon? Well, then Meta too, but Meta might go in one more candle. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at gold yet. Ah, that's still holy. Where's Bitcoin too? I feel like we've been quiet. Yeah, Bitcoin's actually a little lower on all this. I think that's what this came from. That's why like NVIDIA started going up a little bit more, but then yeah, Bitcoin did. Bitcoin is not getting the same cash open bid, more or less. Again, high ticker's actually fully gassing. Is that Fannie? Yeah, Fannie and Freddie. Remember, they got washed the other day. More biotechs as well. XBI is solid all day. XBI is in its own little world. Well, the thing with Bitcoin, I mean, it's been underperforming very heavily with a lot of things, like just the last month. But then, everybody's making a clamoring about the MSTR. It's below NAV. I'm kind of disappointed though. These guys and people on the internet, they're like, we could break MSTR, and like the same situation that would have put, you know, brokerages and repos in more of a perilous position, they ignored it. But hey, well, how is even MSTR? MSTR is just trailing Bitcoin still, so that one's still going down. Again, Bitcoin. Wait, what? What did I have up that looked like that? I guess my other Bitcoin chart. I had it. It looked like it was down. Bitcoin's not doing that bad. It's bad, but I thought it was worse. Right now is the place to be. Bow, bow. Thermo Fisher, more healthcare. Where's Merck? That one's still surprising. Hershey's. There's a couple value coming back up slowly. I mean, you don't have too many names on the Dow that are green. But then anything red, if this goes back and levels out, but for now it does look like tech for the first half. Okay, look, equal weight's getting a candle off that. If that could start to break out, see if they go in the same speed. Otherwise, this will close the gap a little bit, and then they hopefully will move in tandem. I kind of think it's overcrowding, because this is what I said last night with it, because even this morning we brought it up a little bit, because like the value was a good play. That, you know, buying the upside was a great move. It's done very well this week, but then we considered, like, if everybody rushes to it, that might fuck it up. That was a risk, and I don't know if that's exactly what we got here or not. Several people killed and injured in Stockholm bus collision. Who's the other one? Wow. NVIDIA's back to red now by 0.5%. That's already made a 5-6% move already. XLY. Yeah, consumer discretionaries, but they're going. Let's see, staples. Staples are only down 1/4. So again, it got, I think some of them are most of them are red, but it's not by the same margin that you opened up with tech. That's what I'm saying. See if they both could line up with equal weight. Equal weight's still going a little bit while SPY's staying. That's trying to close it. Tell me why. Don't get that stuck in my head. I like, hold it fast. Long-term stocks. I'm a big fan of that one. All right, another set. This is more equal weight in healthcare, but then tech is still just holding up the cash open rally. Yeah, so like Target now. Target was red. Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna get a couple of these. I just don't know how long it's gonna hold. So look, SPY's just holding the top now. Little by little, those equal weights are climbing. That's good. That's easy enough. We're just going in turns. So I watched the big tech that haven't moved. Like, again, see if the meta goes green. Amazon and Google. I think those are the next ones. Is Microsoft still green? Yeah. Actually, I think Microsoft and Apple might be the only green ones. IRM now. Hi. Dude, the high ticker. So look, high ticker is gas. You're not getting the same moves out of tech. This is that equal weight move for now. And then bonds are still guttered. No volatility there. You got here in 30 minutes, and then we spent, what, another 30 minutes not going past it? Oh, man. So I'm saying, bro, Chop City, bro, this is the one thing that you must watch out for. So look, you went 5%, at least on NVIDIA, 5% in 30 minutes, 50 points on the SPY in 30 minutes, and then you just spent the next 30 minutes not moving. That's not normal. So don't be careful. Don't use that to justify a shitty play. But I'm just saying, do you see how that's going to fuck up the premiums? Because now the premiums went from 0 to 5%, 0 to 50 points in 30 minutes. and then you stop for 30 minutes? You can't even, bro, I'm an old guy. I try to run, go as fast as you can. Go and sprint as fast as you can and then stop. So that's kind of that's where it starts to mess things up. That's why all those spreads are high. Oh, this will be fun. Yeah, and the Friday. Well, that's why I told you everything. Get time on it. I would not. I mean, if you could hit the move on the head, yeah, you get there. But anything with time, they're just gonna mess up your spreads, and then you'll have a better shot. But again, I don't think out of the money is gonna be your friend unless there's like earnings attached to it. But yeah, I think they are the dailies. But that just messed it. Let me see the dailies. I didn't even look at them. I only been looking at time. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so like on a NVIDIA, they opened at 20 cents, went to about $2. So you could have got NVIDIA 20 cents to $2 on here, and now they've came back down to 80. So you still have it, but that's because you're in the money. The ones out of the money got washed, but they still made that crazy move. So yeah, that doesn't happen too often, bro. You don't go that fast, and then that's where I'm saying that's that chop city. That's where it's gonna get really emotional, because even then you haven't even dropped, but some people, depending on what you play, it's dropped already. So, and then you get this SPY, and then if it doesn't go up as much, and then watch, if it comes back down quick, it's gonna stop, and then you're gonna do that again. WRD Uber CEO, just the beginning. They're coming down. Yeah, XLP took another one down. I don't know if it's Walmart or not. And SPY getting a candle. Yeah, Ecoay just gave up all of that. So that little rally there, while us not moving, it came down with the SPY. But then the SPY is going to get the candle. If you're on anything with more time, they're just going to widen the spreads. Anything short, anything really short daily is going to be extremely difficult. You can make money too if you get it on the right move, but again, if that velocity changes, you're just going to be kind of scratching your head. I mean, if you want me to answer your options questions, you're going to have to go to the other. You're going to have to go to locked in, brother. We are not in a bear market. No. No. All this is an AI pullback. That's it. It was a mix of data centers, bonds, Fed rate cut odds. But here's the chart from good old Bloomberg. But yeah, you're down 8% pretty much on the AI index. This happened in 2024, happened in 2025. So it's not like it's this isn't for the overall market. That's why value went up. That's why people are buying value still. I think it did get a little overcrowded, and then they had enough here at the cash open. Okay, you're taking more bigger candles here to the upside again. Take it fast. Long-term stocks. Peach Nation. Oh, my friend. All right, I'll give you one more. It's bad, though. This one's terrible. Terrible. Ta-da! Or not! Oh, Bradley Frizzle. How are you doing, brother? My friend, how do you feel? How do you feel on today? How do you like the long term? Or do you look at it in stress? How does consistency feel about this? We're 5% off from a 50% rally? What does that mean? Too many AI. Well, that's what I was saying. This all was AI. That's why, like, even our long term isn't that bad. That's why I don't know why Homeboy was, you know, so attentive on it in the morning. But, cold. I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of overcrowding. Even on the staples, yeah. Our long term has Intel, though. But everything else in the long term has pretty much benefited off this. I mean, think about the last week or so. Any of the value, any of the new ones got clapped. But, yeah. Baba now in K-Web. China is making round 2. So it's all holding up there. This is broadening out a little bit, but you did get knocked on the first set. So look, equal weight. Now SPY's going up more. This is going to make, like I said, from even here, if that happens, it's going to be a lot trickier today. You still have the setup there for Chop City. It's just going to be on speed. That's why be careful on the timing. But then, yeah, here we are. It's making a Loch Ness Monster pattern. I don't know that one. CLX. It could be. Well, that one's been asked a lot, you guys. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but yeah, I mean, there's so many names right now that you could really consider for the long term. I would just get familiarized with them. That's kind of been one of our major themes we've been talking about this week. Long term's as good as ever. It has been wild. Bro, we just watched NVIDIA make 5% move in 30 minutes. You've never heard the Loch Ness? I've never heard that one either. I've heard of the bear flag rally. Bow, bow. Who's the other one? Iraq. Iraq was actually looking good too. Let me see the funding rates. Order Loch Ness technical, dude. They jumped up a little bit, but we've seen worse. I don't even see the bonds on Oracle. Again, that's where this all started. Oh, Qualcomm. All right, you got a new one. They were red. They haven't done that big of a move. I mean, Qualcomm trades a little weird, but remember, they've already gone through earnings and everything. Yeah, Qualcomm going up there a little bit. More tech brought it out. You're slowing down a little bit, but overall, you're still gassing. This time, it brought up the equal weight a tiny bit. But so far, it's all just any beaten down tech now. That is what has led you this morning compared to the last 4 days of beating down everything leading and then tech coming down. There's a Rackle again. Psychopaths. Lots of stocks. Swiss government live on U.S. trade deals. It's climbing, bro. It took 30 minutes to get above that, but it actually went above. Would I buy one? Yeah, are you trying to sell me a house? I'm down. I'll take a look. It has to be a good deal. I mean, again, everyone's been freaking out about real estate, more or less. Or at least I've seen a lot of they're like the homeowners, the biggest rise in foreclosures. So I've seen a lot of those so far. But yeah, if it's a good deal, I'm always a buyer. Palantir, Tesla, Eric Trump unfazed by crypto, pushes real estate tokenization. Swiss economy minister, Switzerland has achieved tariff agreement, 15% all in. We'll keep up. I like Oracle now too. Oracle's actually really going. Let's see, Meta. Your stock's making the long-term pattern? Oh my goodness. It's amazing. You're 20 points from filling the gap. So 1%. Nasdaq's only down a quarter now. You were literally down 1.7, 1.5. Yeah, CoreWeave came back. Well, retail was buying the dip yesterday. So it was mostly institutions that were selling. And then again, where's Bitcoin? Because that's just the only one that's been taking it on the head. Next week's, or I have one I'm looking at that already moved. I mean, I'll tell you. See, all right. Oh yeah, I got out of them at break even. They didn't move. If you got them on that, like after the slash, you would have got like 20%. When it's not, it's too risky. Oracle. Qualcomm again too. What a genius name for the stream. Do you get it? Did you get the name of the stream? Do you like actually understand it? Because I enjoyed it. I didn't know if everybody would get it. Oh shit. Yeah, bro, those other ones came back up. Holy crap. Yeah, bro. Trump truth on Epstein. They're using it as involving Democrats, not Republicans, to deflect from their disastrous shutdown. Okay, there you go. I get out the NVIDIA as it moves. I got break even. That's it. They went down real quick on that, and then they did even go up? Habibi. Oh, they did. So yeah, you would have got 40% then. I just got out at break even. They just popped up 40%. So yeah, and then the other ones, I took one of the calls in the morning. They went up, not on a video, on another one. They should have been dead. So yeah, you're still moving a decent amount. Trump seeking probe into Epstein with relationship with JP Morgan. Hasn't moved. MP on the high now in Hood. Okay, then NVIDIA another high. who's the other one that hit? Cisco. The other day they had earnings. No, Microsoft. All right, look at the high ticker though. You're almost fully gassed now. I think it's a mix of mostly tech, but then yeah, and EcoH trying to come up. But this is all tech. You got another what? 15 points, 10 points. You fill the gap, and then Oracle. Oh, they doubled up the NVIDIAs. Damn it. I think you guys got it. By the time that alert hit you, it probably was up 50%. So you're good. Oh. IWM now too. Wait, take a look at that. IWM is about to go green. Remember, that has been the biggest beatdown here so far today. All right, we'll get a better idea though. Hey man, I'm down to clear it up for you. Like I'm saying, just keep those ideas in mind. As long as it's like if you make it quick, you make it free, you'll be fine. I just didn't like the little red when they dropped it too quick. So I said, all right, just give me my money back because I was up. And then it went back to break even, and then it just literally doubled right after. But welcome to Chop City, and that was a daily, so that's why it's going to trade like that. I mean, again, he's saying probe JP Morgan hasn't moved. CDTX, that's the one Merck bought. It's funny it's trading up. But yeah, those are coming down too, though. A lot of the staples are dropping. Gold is still pinned. Bitcoin's up a little. Bitcoin's only down 1. So yeah, none of it looks bad anymore. All it took was an hour of ripping. Yeah, literally 1 hour. So yeah, they're saying investigate JP Morgan, but it's not moving. Uber on the high. Weren't they just down? All right. Fed Schmid, we could do with the bank so much. We could do with supervision. Trump seeks probe into Epstein and Trump or JP Morgan. Into Clinton Summers Epstein relationship. Bro, I didn't know. All I learned from the emails was that Hillary had a damn affair. I didn't know that. I always thought it was just Bill. I didn't know Hillary was like, Hillary, don't shoot me, but I just read the email, Hillary. Don't get mad at me. All I did, I read it. I just read it like everyone else. And then Obama like Filipinos. No, that's what else it said. It said that. I said, what? I'll be like, man, that's crazy. And then you guys I said this, I tweeted it last night, but can we talk about it? You guys don't remember? Because like I said, everyone keeps asking me about the Epstein stuff. And like, unfortunately, like, I feel like people bring it up to like, I don't know, like, I genuinely feel like some people don't care. Because like, we've known about it for a while and all of it, but I feel people bring it up to like justify anger or like whatever they're going to put next. But then I'm like, you guys don't remember the movie Sound of Freedom? You guys remember that? I remember people made fun of me for saying I wanted to go watch it. And then they deplatformed that movie. They wouldn't put it on Amazon. They wouldn't go watch it. It wasn't in the theaters. Like, you guys don't remember that? That was just not too long ago. That was like 22, 23. But I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, the same people who were like, where are the files? I'm like, y'all, I swear y'all were like against the Sound of Freedom movie. And then there was a lot of people who were like, watch the movie. It's important. It's important. It had to do with all this stuff. So yeah, man. No, for real though. I'm being like genuine about it, because that's why I'm like, hold on. Because people are like, you talking about Epstein file, the kids. You don't care about the kids. I'm like, no, we do care about the kids, but I don't think you do. That's like, hold on, wait. I remember Sound of Freedom, bro. That was a big deal. And I remember people were like vehemently pissed off if you watched it, and they wouldn't put it everywhere. It was so hard to find that movie until like a while later. If gold breaks down, I mean, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that was the giveaway. I think this buy was all gold. Maybe they liquidated it, sold out of gold, and then they bought the dip. For now. That's what I'm saying. I feel, because anytime I've seen people bring it up, the Epstein files, they like, the next thing that happens is like anger or violence, or like it's like a justification. But I'm like, dude, we've been like, there's been a big issue over and over again on this. But yeah, that's why I read those emails though. I read the ones that came out, and I think they were fascinating. To like, people in Congress are stupid. Did you see that one email? And the guy was like, he was like, Jeff, is she a hooker? Homeboy is dating some girl in the government, and he's asking Jeff, he's like, yo, is she a hooker? She's really nice to me. That's literally what this says in the email. I was like, bruh, what? So yeah, it's kind of crazy. But all right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Follow me on Instagram at The Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. Shineball? Is she talking right now? All right, be right back. They're talking Warner Bros.
AI is bringing to the market?
Burp.
Absolutely. You could see a headline in generative AI that makes it look like these traditional studio companies who, because of their union contracts, are not allowed to use generative AI tools to create, because the employees are trying to protect themselves, makes these companies sort of more dinosaurs, higher cost per content hour, and they're not allowed to use any of these really amazing tools. So I can absolutely see a generative AI headline. The meltdown happening on the linear TV side is happening faster, which is undermining the fundamentals faster. And it's going to take like a year to get regulatory approval no matter who buys it. So I think there are several things that could derail this.
Laura, you came out with a piece on Disney. You just mentioned Disney. They reported yesterday, weak numbers, stock traded down. What do you think the Walt Disney Company should do with the ABC television network?
So we've argued that they should spin off ABC, and specifically that was in reaction to the FCC chairman saying that they wanted to, they didn't like something Disney had done, and so they should pull the ABC licenses. And we made the point in that piece that they would take a one-time hit of about $10 billion. And then it wouldn't matter to them at all.
By shutting it down?
Network, what's that? By just shutting it down, not even selling it, because that requires FCC approval. But $10 billion out of their $200 billion market cap. My point was that the FCC doesn't threaten Wall Street. They can pull those licenses. Disney can shut it down. It's a one-time write-off of $10 billion out of a $200 billion asset. The broadcast business is just not that important to this entity anymore. And on that point, Paul, Experiences here grew 6% and grew the operating income or profit line 35%. So this is really, to invest in the Walt Disney Company today, you must invest it as a sort of theme park company and cruise ship company, because its entertainment assets, which you and I have long followed, Paul, are shrinking. So you can't invest in it as a media company. You have to invest in it as sort of a provider, a collector of data in 360 degrees, virtual and in the physical world, that then can be sold to LLMs. That's an interesting revenue stream for the Walt Disney Company. They are best in class in collecting data on wealthy consumer behavior globally.
So having said all that, and I just want to bring the whole discussion to a close and come full circle. If Paramount Skydance ends up buying Warner Brothers Discovery, it sounds like it's not going to have that much of an impact on a company like Disney, which is not even in the running for buying any of these assets, because Disney's media and entertainment business is really not a key driver anymore.
No. I would say that in the
yeah, bro, you're about to go green. Basically, Yallah. I say there's panic pre-market. There's no more panic. You need panic, otherwise, back to Chop City. It's going up, and you got good straight up moves, but anything from there, if you didn't capture them, That one NVIDIA hit though. But yeah, it's still up 100% from the sell. It went up another 100, then came down, even though it went up. That $1 change is big, but you're not getting the same panic. I would watch gold and Bitcoin. Those are the other ones, but yeah, even gold's coming up. All right, I might take another one off the table. I took one in the morning, but oh, they're still great though. You have to give me one, Habibi. Give me one. Albemarle, everything high ticker now. If we could get equal weight, there you go. Actually, that's what I'm saying. Because then if equal weight comes back up, all your staples are gonna catch a bid, and then there you go. That's kind of what the market needs here. That way, it's not as like crazy. But then if everything stabilizes, then yeah, you're not getting the same panic. That's what we're talking about. As panic happens, you'll get good option moves. You kind of saw it in the morning there off of the shorter terms. But then if there's no panic, then you're gonna probably wish you didn't trade. Wait, hold on. I think I left my fridge open, bro. Yeah, bro. I got my fridge make noises, bro. In fact, I had to get me I got me a yogurt drink. You almost closed the gap. Yeah, I mean, SPY is green right now. So I think you did. Yeah, you have fully closed the gap. You're just back up to the close of yesterday. And now yesterday, that was the panic level. I mean, yesterday, that's what got everybody freaking out. Took another, what, 1.5, 1.2 off the morning, 1.7, I think, off Nazi. And then, yeah, now you're back up. But equal weight hasn't closed it yet. And then equal weight wasn't that bad till second half of the day. And that's why most of them, let's get the check up. NASDAQ 47 green, 53 in the red. So half of the NASDAQ has already gone green now. Dow is 20 red, 10 in the green. So that got a little better. And then SPY still 300 red, 190 in the green. A couple more went up. That's it. You need panic now. This isn't panic. This is more, I'm feeling Chop City. And that's why I'm like, oh, fuck. Because, bro, you just took in an hour and 20 minutes. You just had a very big recovery. And then now it's just, and even if it comes back down here, it's going to mess with premiums. But only way is like middle of the day, if like gold or Bitcoin just starts plummeting and something plummets and then we go back, that'll bring back the panic. But if there's no panic, it's more likely going to be young Chop City over here. 10, 50 unit, 20. Chop City. Chop City. Okay. But yeah, I'm out of that one. When did that song came out in like 2013, bro? I'm old. You're old too if you like it. You know, say if you're like, wow, that was iconic. If you could remember what you were doing when that song came out, you old as shit, dog. I mean that with love, because I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there with you. All right, so look, though. If tech comes down, you might get this subtle rotation, but yeah, I don't think it's just not panicky anymore. You see what I'm saying? So like if tech comes down, you filled the gap, and then if equal weight runs up, the pump fake will be if equal weight just rockets and then all of the tech gives up. I mean, I would be ready for anything, but like I'm telling you from the morning, you know, our emotions, be worried about chop city. That's what we were trying to find the balance on. But like I'm saying here now, it's just you're not getting the same panic that you had an hour and a half ago. Canagra? Who's the other one? Merc. Where's Wally World? Wally World's going, bro. New CEO. That's what killed it there, but anything that started red did great. So again, you just filled the gap now, and then yeah, it's gonna take a while to get your panic unless you get a big move. Well, yeah, man, just don't post what you guys are buying. You know, most people are pumping at this point. It's good though. You guys haven't noticed. We've cleaned the chat up greatly. I've enjoyed it. You don't notice? I've loved it. I think it's great. You know, more often than not, we don't have to, you know, deal with. Most of you get it by now if you've remained alive. So that's awesome. But yeah, just you guys know the rules. Keep it easy. No influence. You could share info, but you don't need to tell what you're buying or buy this, buy that. I'm loading up. And if you want to talk options, you could go to the locked in chat. I've given them a few today, but even then, right when I tell you I sell it, it fucking went up 100%. So you might want to fade me. It's up to you. Yeah, the earnings ones are great. Merck went up finally. Very big spread, Habibi. Can I explain the hymns play? So like, did you really just hear what I said? And you were like, let me ask him about an option? So, no, I can't though. I'm sorry. I hope that doesn't disappoint you too much, but I don't think it'd be good for everybody. Oh, dude, never. I should have banned you along. You've been saying all these buy plays today. I'm sorry. I see I got busy, man. I was focusing. My bad. My bad, friend. See, that's why you probably asked it, because I let the first one slide. I didn't know. Oh, I think the chat's a lot easier. It's slower, and that's why, too, all you long-term people, I mean, with a slower chat, I mean, you guys could ask some really good questions, and we could really focus on them. You know, as long as you're not trying to pseudo-ask about a gamble. And if you want to, you have a place for that, but... Or you go off into the wild. Micron, where's Qualcomm? Whoa, AMT? AMT with a decent candle. It said $2 at one point. It might be glitching out. On Tesla for the long term, oh man, that's just not really the criteria I'd be looking at right now. Just because it's up, man. So, there was a moment you could have got Tesla. Yeah, like beginning of the year, end of last year. But just, do you see why? Like, do you see how this all played out this year? Even what we're going through right now. Some names, you could buy them when they're up, and it'll be nice. Even NVIDIA did pretty good this year if you bought it when it was up. But if you buy it when it's high, you have a smaller window of capturing, gains. But if it gets good momentum, it's awesome. But I just don't really want to buy anything up. I just can't do it. There's names out there that, like, that's why I bought Chipotle and it still went down. But it's like there's names that are down, but they're still up. I like those. But if it's up and up on the year, I'm not really the biggest fan of that. Yeah, dude, and there's way too many good deals out there right now. You know what I'm saying? There's way too many good deals. A sub has to be locked in for the watch list. Well, even then, the locked in, I mean, I give them whatever I want, but all that I could promise you is real time. So that's it. That's all they're paying for. But I think the chat is more organized for options there. And then the locked in for the watch list, I just do some random nightly videos now. So we'll see what happens next year. But for the end of this year, all those will be on locked in. We had a good shot. We had a really good year on every front, and just some of the culture stuff kind of fell through. So I wasn't too happy with it, and I like the standard and the flow of the people really focusing on it. I mean, no, I've chased something hot. You guys just don't want to hear it. There was one stock this year that we bought with a premium, and it was already up on the year. But I had to do it because we had the info. ON, that's kind of running. And then Microsoft. Oh, no, I want to see Nike. No, I guess. Yeah. Your boy Intel. I know, dude. I hated it, but we had to do it, bro. I was like, no fucking way. The government. Remember, we were ahead of the government. You bought in literally before the government. You got in before Masa, NVIDIA, everybody. But it came with the premium, because right when we were able to confirm the rumor, we were early, and you even had time to watch the trading fraternity video, and you still would have beat the government. But yeah, that one was up. I had to. But I'm glad. And that one ended up going like 90 something. I think it's at 70 now or 80. But yeah, that was a good one. Other than that, we stopped buying things that with hype after, because you saw it in 2022, 2023, you guys. It's just simple as that. Like, you can buy stuff that's up and still benefit off of it. Oh, Starbucks getting clobbered. Hot dog. Is it something on the strike? But yeah, Starbucks kind of going straight down. Not triggered yet. Doesn't look like news, but it looks like a mix of dropping and news. It'd be small if anything. I don't think a few people messed it up for everyone else. I think a few people showed the reality of the situation. Even today, why? Like, can I ask you guys an honest question? Why the hell did so many of you buy the locked in today? So that's the reality, man. I think a lot of people are silent with their intentions and what they're doing here, and it was nice. I gave you guys a lot of good stuff for really cheap and free, and it helped. But I think how it was being used was not by design. And, if I'm the one that puts it out, I have a responsibility to make sure that it's used in a good manner. Because even then, I watched people, on one of the great trading years and great long term, I watched people miss things, and it was odd. But it did highlight some of it. So, I don't think it was just small. Did some people perform very terribly in many other ways? Yeah, but that wasn't the reason why. I think it showed the truth of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And like, I kind of, I took some more responsibility. And that's why I'm kind of glad how it worked out. I know some of you think it was supposed to be angry and all that, but no, we got a big plan, man. And we gotta hold to it, and we gotta make sure we secure a good future. So that's all. I mean, and you know, a lot of people, you gotta either lock in a certain way, not buy the membership, but it's gonna require more effort. You know, and I think we did give a good crutch, but it didn't, and it ended up backfiring, I think, for a lot of people. So, but then again, some people took that responsibility earlier without me saying, and it did take them a very long way. Well, yeah, I appreciate the support, man, and thank you. Because that's why I think some of y'all, I think you get it, and y'all were just supportive regardless. And you know my plan and intention, and even then, it was a great year, man. I think the long term, just don't forget. That's why, like, if you're living in a perpetual constant, you're gonna always feel like you were targeted, and you're gonna feel like but it's like, no, man, go look at how we got here. You know, and this year, bro, while the whole world was confused, there was a really good opportunity that we took advantage of. And that was for everybody. That was on real time. That was free. There were so many good things. But I'm excited for next year. And I just hope all of this encourages you guys to align with what you really want and what you want to do in the markets. And to what I've been saying, man, just this, again, how we kind of even got into this conversation, you know, just pay attention to the long term. And pay attention and start, you know, I want you to act on your own in a way, and just, you see the plays out there. Just make sure you don't miss them. And I'm not talking about whatever play I make. I mean, like, go look at that list of value names, the long term. That's what's going to get you there. And a lot of other things related to just saving house 10%. And then again, taking advantage of value, not playing the greater fool theory, the emotions of chasing, all that stuff. It's gonna help you out a lot. You got paid today? You already work with the government? Dude, that was a trip. I'm telling you, man. I think it was a reality check. It was a reality check for me, because that was the first time, bro. Like, I never really realized how many people were, like, relying upon it. Not like just everything. It was like government pay, government assistance, and like, it really had an effect, you guys. I'm telling you, bro, I was shocked. There was I've never seen Airbnbs and certain activity, bro. It just dropped, and you don't really think about it until it happens, because that was weird. That was really weird. I didn't really think that was fueling that much activity. Do you get what I'm saying? I knew it was happening, but I didn't think it was driving so much extra discretionary purchases. Let me see. It was a mental effect. It was like, it stopped people in the beginning. It wasn't, but the longer it went out, you know, that was it. Oh, Mamdani calls for a strike on Starbucks, or boycott of Starbucks. That could be. Remember I said, I was like, bro, it looks like either half panic, half news. But yeah, you got a Mamdani headline on Starbucks. You work for a private company and you've been dead. That's what I'm saying, bro. There were so many little industries, and you didn't really realize how many, like, government employees, government contractors it was attached to. Or again, even if they didn't work for the government, You know, if you've built up a habit over the last like 5 years of, you know, you had your food paid for, you had rental assistance, you know, you name it, and then you were able to go and get other things, you know, it changed your habits. It changed your spending habits. And that was, I didn't really realize how far reaching it would have been like that, but it was. It really, really was. That's good, man. I don't want you guys to flex, you know what I'm saying? This is what I kind of mean by like the culture stuff, is that some of you will take like the good things here, but then use it as a reason to like flex, you know? So I'm glad you did good, man, but you know, I do view it in a little bit of a different light like that. You know, I don't think you're being genuine, Colby. So I don't know. I won't ban you, but you guys get what I'm saying? Because that's not what I taught y'all. That's where I've just, you know, unfortunately, you know, it is what it is. But that's why, like, the other guy was like, I bought a house, Josh, thank you. And then, you know, I go to their profiles, I see you guys pumping, doing other stuff. I'm happy for people, and I'm glad that the teaching went a long way, but I just don't want to be associated with you in that sense, because then you can't take the one part and you could give me credit for it, but the other part, it's like, yeah, that's just not, it's the full package here, baby. That's the way I look at it, because a lot of people who have done it the right way, it's the full package, everything, their health, their life, their social, their belief, it's all around, every front. And that is what the standard I've given you guys. CLSD. Alrighty. So you're really far above VWAP. Dow's the only one in the red now. So that's it. Staples just reversed. That's what it's looking like so far. A couple are trying to run up. Bond's even at the low. You're still at the gap fill zone. Yesterday's close. It's by literally 0.01, 0.02. But yeah, dude, the shutdown was a trip. And you guys know, they let the airlines go. The airline thing was another big deal. You know, the whole like traffic, you know, how it got backed up and everything else. Because literally, like, last time in like 2018, the moment it was going to threaten the airline stuff, it was finished. So you actually never got to really see it, you know, get impacted how it did. And again, there's still a little bit of it. Well, yeah, no, 100%. It's too easy to flex. But, like, it's what my mama told me. What good is the whole world if you lose your soul? You know, like I said, man, I met some kids, bro. They were barely making anything, and now they're making a lot of money, millions and millions of dollars. But the industries that they chose, I mean, it's unfortunately I can't. I'm glad they got everything they wanted, you know what I'm saying, but not it's just like I think that was another part they learned. So it's all around, man, and it's about as money as much as it is everything. You're only as strong as your weakest link. I'm sure you guys have heard that. All right, man, you're getting full gas on the high ticker almost. Like literally even for the last 5 minutes. You don't feel it as much because some of the tech is chilling, but this is the equal weight and like the mid tier as well too. It's all around. It's all around. Because as I'm saying, if you do it all, you're going to make money. So it's not like, that's what it's kind of, I like good money, you know, and you should be making money and doing that. And then vice versa though. It's like, it's everything. That's all. And otherwise though too, you know, if I was here for like, you know, credit and social media fame and all of that, you know, I would be pumping your testimonials. I'd be doing all that, but that's not what it's about. So yeah, unfortunately, we need all of it. Why Argentina stocks? I haven't heard much on that. I don't know. New York City, you guys didn't hear though? The governor is not down. They already pulled everything. They were like, yeah, we're not doing free buses. We can't do any of this. She says she likes the progress on crime. She don't want to go backwards. So we'll see. But they do need your donations. So make sure. So that one player, it's still up a little bit. The one I sold early on. TGS. These are all foreign. I think these are all, I think they're all Argentinian. If you gave a list of long-term, could I give a quick rundown on what you think of them? Probably not. I want you guys to like make a decision, you know? So if you use what I've taught you here and you like apply it, that's why I'm encouraging everybody to get up to speed with the list that's available. And you know, it's your challenge is going to be following the criteria and then, you know, going with what you know, focusing on quality, something that'll be here for 10 years and making that decision. You know, I'm going to make, or you could wait till I make it and not think, but I want you guys to think. So, and like you've kind of seen what I've bought already too, and that should give you an idea. Oh, wow, the CoreWeave went. I cut that one early. But yeah, that one actually went too. That was one of those in the morning. They were good, depending on where you got them. Momentum just fell off a cliff. That's why. So yeah, all the mining, every single thing momentum related, you know, it's there. You missed the bulk of what I said. You didn't mean to flex. No, it's good. Go back and listen to it though, if you have time. But you know, that's interesting. You put that message and disappeared. So yeah, I think now it's a bigger lesson for everybody else. But good job, man. Don't lose anything else. No, we did APA yesterday. All right, man, you're going to another one. I don't know what's happening with these foreign plays, but you got a couple going up. And then even then, mid-tier tech. Though, like the CoreWeaves and everything else, like that has hype, but it's not the craziest one. Zillow to create leases and manage properties. Yeah, that apartments.com, I think it attaches through there, but yeah, Zillow's become a great a great rental platform. And then even then, don't underestimate it, man. Craigslist. I don't know if Craigslist is still the leader, but for some amount of time, Craigslist was like the best, like most rentals, they came through Craigslist. You second guess a lot, you have good picks, and then you hesitate. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm saying, though. Exactly. That's why I want you to learn this. You got to start. If I do it for you, bro, you're going to hesitate your whole life. So that's why, like, that's why I keep bringing attention to, like, the names that are down. Because, again, they're going to be able to go down from here. It's not like you're never going to have the best price. Or it'll still go down. It'll go up, do all that. TGS, whatever that is, still up 5. High ticker's really going crazy. Now you have gold on there. A lot of mid-tier tech, Core Weave, GLD. Is that XLV? Again, the big tech is kind of lagging, but those other 300 names that are red, they're starting to come up. You can do Facebook Marketplace, but Craigslist and Zillow are kind of where you put rentals up. Yeah, bro, you want to delay? Calm down. Calm down. That question don't even need to be answered fast. Offer up? I've never put a rental on offer up. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Man, no, it's worth it, but that's why I go back to the foundation, you know? Stuff that you think is going to be here for 10 years. Do you have knowledge of it and use it? That's going to take you a long way. But yeah, you got to just decide. And then also, too, you're going to buy it. It'll go down a little. Remember, you got to plan for scaling in, all of that stuff. But, 10-year time frame, you stick within the criteria I gave you. You shouldn't make too hard of mistakes. And if you do, the sooner you make them, the sooner you're going to learn on it. And then that way you're going to be doing it. That's why I wouldn't delay, I wouldn't hesitate, but be wise before you take your step. But don't be too wise so that you never take a step. The locked in. Well, here, let me do this. Because we kind of explained it earlier, and out of respect for the people who have been here, do you guys want me to explain it again? Otherwise, if they don't want me to explain it again, I don't want to bog them down with info. I'm not trying to sell it. You guys are trying to buy it, but I'm not, we've gone over it several times already. But yeah, XPI, man, this guy. Again, near the money is great. Out of the monies have lagged on that. Good knowledge should always be repeated. Well, for $49.99 a month, you could get access. I don't. I can tell you about slick charts and year-to-date laggers. I think that I'd agree with that. Meta's still barely green. I don't know. It was Microsoft. They did very good. Where's Google at? Google is still in the red. I think Amazon too. No, Amazon's barely green now. And then NVIDIA. That play is great, but the one I sold, but it won't go higher though. You're still kind of oscillating. But then the ones that hit the money, no, they're doing the same exact thing. All I ask for is look back options. Amen. Does traffic noise affect the value of your home? Yes. It depends how close or if it's on the street. Please do. Well, I was asking everybody else because they've been here listening. I don't want to bother them. You know what I'm saying? We've already described it. The market's open. I don't want to talk about a $49.99 a month product over and over again. That's not my intention. If they build a highway in your backyard, I think it would go down. It would. The real rule is just avoid houses on a main road. that is always hard to sell because like people with families, the noise, the traffic, getting in and out of the property. Like there was this one house I really wanted to buy back in the day. It was beautiful. I loved it. It had everything, but it was on the main road and I still considered it. And then one day I had to like, after leaving the property, it took me like 10 minutes to get out of the driveway because it was on the main road. It was terrible. You learned that one the hard way? Yeah. All right, bro. Ripperoonie. The panic is over. That's it. You're going to need a bad headline now. But the same, remember, we went down for no reason. A couple of them are still down on the, like the GLDs. You still got to hold that gap up. But they've again, those are killer in the morning. Yeah, bro. No, this is now everything that was red. Now the staples. I mean, the only problem would be if tech came back down as quickly. But now look, you even have the gap fill on the equal weight. But SPY and tech is definitely leading the way. Sipping on some Fizzerve. Yeah, even China, bro. K-Web's ripping. So that one's already leading, but now NASDAQ overtook K-Web. Remember what I was talking about in the morning? So yeah, they were kind of pseudo leading, but now that's all tech now. You do got a couple of the equal weights going up, as I just showed you, but you're really getting a good lead now out of all the beaten down tech. It's reversed the last 4 days. You haven't reversed the dollar amounts, but just think about that dynamic you've seen where year-to-date laggers were leading. Now today they're down, and then all the ones that were lagging on the week are going up. Yeah, well, here, you guys could do this since only like 2 or 3 of you that are not banned yet have asked about it. You guys could email me for the info on the locked in and the watch list, and we'll get back to you on that. So then that way we don't distract anybody else. Does that sound fair? Or if not, you could speak now, but it's not looking like it. Yeah, even industrials are damn going up, bro. Utilities, XBI, all of them. Alrighty. The earnings plays on NVIDIA, they did not move either direction. The upside went up a little bit, but they had more of a gap in the morning. I can't believe those Mercs went. Let me see Walmart. Well, watch anything value in red still, you're going to have a shot. And then Whirlpool kept going. Who else was there? K-Web. I don't know if the main road thing was taught on the course. I don't remember. Ethereum now. I mean, there's gold. Yeah, bro, straight up. That's it. I even sold the calls too early. Because I got the calls short term. Because anything I got had time, and then any calls I grabbed short term. They already went up 50%. But yeah. No, those are killer. It all depends, though. And the pullbacks, they'll die. I mean, you could still probably double dip, but I don't know. You got to take dailies at your own risk. People, well, no, I mean, a lot of people got banned for, it doesn't matter if you're OG or not. It just matters of following the rules. Do you have any stock things today? You have anything you care about the market at all? If you have any, how's your long term doing? Did you pick up Intel? Did you get TAP? Have you seen the Sleer? Let me show you this one while you're here, because I want you, are you listening? I want you to see this one, Mr. Motivation. This one's a good one. This is what I want everybody, beyond beyond any locked in, you name it. This is the one thing I want everybody to see right now. So please pay attention, especially if you're prone to turning it off right when you ask something. That happens. It's okay if it happens. I understand. But here, I have something for you. Please, I beg you. I gotta wait for everybody. Everybody needs to pay attention. Please, right now. This your life depends on it. Now, I don't want this to make you FOMO, and this is like a 3 to 12 month time scale, maybe 3 days to 3 months, but yeah, please, you gotta pay attention to this one. Or I'm gonna wait till they tell me they're here, so I'm not gonna show it yet until I know that, especially, but for you, Mr. Stay Hard, I need to make sure, because you missed. I want to catch you up right real quick, and everybody else who could have fell behind. Very critical. Oh, you're locked in. Y'all ready to go? Okay. Wow. The other guy, they're really okay. You're here, good. Oh, I had to wait. So yeah, go to slickcharts.com or anywhere. People say TradingView or whatever else you want. But this is an easy way to do it. But go to S&P 500, and then you hit year-to-date return, and then you go to, I'll post the link after this, and then go to all these names on the S&P and scroll all the way to the bottom, and start from here and make sure you are aware of all the dividends and non-dividend and just high-quality companies that are down 30% this year. But really, they don't even have to be 30%, even like 15 to 20%. And these are names I would really get familiar with, because you've kind of gone through a pseudo recession. And a lot of these names, even though it's the most expensive the stock market has been ever in history. And that turns a lot of people off. But there's so many good names right now that, especially if you want to start or add to a long term, you should really get familiar with these. I'd put together your own list and watch these, because then even if things start to bounce and rip, you'll be able to kind of narrow it down and have a window. So this is what I want all of you to be aware of and to look at, because this, I think, when we look back a couple years from now, you're gonna want to make sure you're aware of this and listening, or at least at least one of these, two of these. They're going to be very, very nice to pick up. Again, even some people have talked about like UNH and all of that, but these are good. Again, the amount of names that are down 20, 30% that are, they're down, dude. And this is just a part that a lot of people aren't talking about. A lot of people are missing it, or they're losing hope by looking at the high value. So yeah, man, I would definitely just go through this. This is information that I think will profit a lot of you, and it's going to help you out a ton if you are really paying attention. So, and some of them aren't even value. Some of them are growth stocks, like Synopsys. There's even a couple cybersecurity names on there. There's food, there's consumer, there's payment processors, and most of the names you should know about. They're very active in your economy and life. But that's what I'm saying, bro. This is I can't stress this enough, man. I've gone every day talking about this, and like I said, some of them might go down a little bit more. There might be one more leg down, but even regardless, dude, I think it reminds me of 2022, 2023. And that's, last time we had this opportunity, it was Meta, JP Morgan, Netflix, Uber. You know what I'm saying? But it was, here's the link for all of you. Again, we've gone over this many, many times. So that's why that's what I really want to repeat. I don't want to tell you to buy my shit. I don't want to tell you to give me money. I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to be mean to anybody. I don't care if you flex or not. We have our rules, but like, this is what I want you to focus on. This is how I'm going to make y'all some good money, and how you're going to understand real knowledge and real, like, bro, if you could learn to think this way, because like there's a lot of emotions and everybody's focusing on the expensive and this and that. And like I'm telling you, some of these companies are great. They're not going away for 10 years. Some of them will. Some of them may not. They might get removed from the S&P 500. But like I'm telling you, the ones that I encourage you now, because eventually I'm going to act on this. And you'll know which ones I buy, and I've already got some of them. But you want to really learn, what the fuck? A yogurt drink, dog. But if you really want to learn, it's going to be thinking about these now and having your own little list, bro. And just, I want you aware, not too many, most people right now, they think everything's overpriced. They think it's expensive. And that's true by many metrics. But there's also, that's that truth that I'm showing you right now. I don't think I've ever seen that many good quality names down how they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just really haven't. And that's why it's like, maybe it gets a little lower, but it's a good place to start. And then before you know it, as things change, as we develop, some of those names might really, they might be different and, in a good way. So, excuse me. Yeah, that's just year to date, dude. That's what I'm saying. You could 30, somebody's asking me to buy 40% up on the year. I'm like, dude, you got like really down, so you got very, very down on the reverse side. So yeah, bro, it's crazy. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So that's what I'm glad so many of you just listened. So thank you for letting me know you were here. But that's it, man. That's what you got. So you gonna ask me about TLT next? So are you okay? Well, glad you got it, Stay Hard. It may have not been for you. I think that may have been for others. So thank you for that. But no TLT. I've not thought about it too much. No, but for real though, I'm telling you, man, that list and just the idea of it, being like well aware on that, man, it's going to set you guys apart. And, there's going to be some very, very good opportunities. So it'll be a fun time. I mean, are you okay? Like, for real, bro? I do really ask that now. Like, after that whole talk and discussion, if all you saw was a TLT play, but, I hope you guys are doing okay. Yeah. But I'm glad. So many of you just popped out. I didn't expect that. So I'm glad. I hope you guys listen to that. It's going to help you. That's what you're here for. That's what got us here. Real, but like I'm telling you, I have not seen, you got like a little mini recession. And like everybody says they're going to, how many of you have told me you can't wait for a recession so you could buy stuff? Well, in a weird way, it's kind of right in front of you. And it'll get there a little bit more, but yeah, you'll go from there. Goldman says we're not in the AI bubble. Yeah, Oracle, bro. I had one of those that I wanted. That one went. The NVIDIAs are even going again, too. And everything, bro. Again, I think panic, we figured it out after the first. It's over, bro. It's not even Chop City. You're going straight up. But like remember I was showing you guys yesterday. So this is here. I could give you guys a little trading one. You either need to hit. This is why I don't like this setup. And some of you might feel a certain way right now. But this is what you got to watch out for. This is why I keep saying Chop City. And I keep warning about it. Because this is 2018. And like, it's kind of looking the same. Think about it. Big red, big green. You go up, you go down. But like, if we don't hit a new high in the next coming months or next coming weeks, I would be everyone's going to hate this. It's going to be very frustrating. Look at how today played out, right? Starts off down for no reason. You rip up for no reason. And that, even if you close green today, you're going to be like, what? Why were we tripping out? And then on Monday, Tuesday, it comes back down. Or if it goes up till next week, it rips but doesn't hit a new level. And then we come back down. No one's going to like this. It's going to be one of the most frustrating trading environments. So in a weird way, holding your cash might be better on a trading front. But then again, if you hold it and you miss it, it's going to get very easy to get frustrated on both up and down. That's why I'm telling you, emotions are probably your biggest enemy in all of this. You just summarized your whole warning. I know, I tell everybody, I don't try to hide things. I just, if you want it on a certain time frame, I mean, you could pay for it. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think it's going to get very frustrating for a lot of people. So, and then again, look at how it played out today. Even value's starting to run up there, man. Hi. Oh, my cash balance is very low on the long term. I will average into sweet greens and Chipotle. That's what I'm saying. Those are the perfect examples of, threw them out there a little bit. They're going to go down a little more. That's what we expected, but we're going to work our way into it because some of them have already reached points where they're low enough, but always relativity. So if Chipotle's down where it's at now and I could average, I will, but if Pepsi comes down or something else of so that list that I just showed you, there's some other names that have really hit new prices recently, and they get me excited. They were surprised when I bought them. Yeah. Well, that's why I did say I wanted to show you guys that example where, I thought they could go down. It wasn't perfect. They're not going to be perfect. That's the exact lesson I'm telling you guys now. Chipotle wasn't perfect, but it was good enough. That's what I'm saying. Even if it goes down another 20%. That whole list I showed you, some of them might drop another 20%. But you're on a 10-year time frame. So even if it goes down 20% in the next 3, 6, 12 months, I don't think that's going to last for too long. And then you could recover a decent amount pretty quick, and then we could average, get even more, and build around them. So yeah, keep in mind relativity, keep in mind your time frame, and it doesn't have to be perfect after some of them have gotten really, really cheap comparative to a lot of other things, and even compared to their own histories. I know, man. I held a lot of cash up until Intel, and then I just all-in'd it. which I'm glad. It was our gem, not our diamond, but it did end up looking pretty good. You'll be watching. Well, be careful. I might not put out the long-term notifications. So the best way you're going to do it is by being, here when I do it, but also going through that. I'm going to go from that list I just showed you. So I'm looking at the same thing I just showed you guys. So maybe you have the same idea I have, and that'd be cool too. That'd be some real learning. So yeah, I wouldn't wait too long and get familiar ahead of time. Because even if things change, like I'm saying, you may know a name that you like now, and then it goes up, and then if it goes up on the year, you got to go to the next one. So hopefully you have a couple of options at your disposal. There's some really good names, dude. I'm telling you, I tweaked when I saw it, and I'm like, how come nobody is saying anything? And then everybody's talking about how expensive it is, the bubble. And although some of that is true, like I said, it's there's also another truth on the other side. Pfizer's good. It just came up a little bit, unfortunately. Is it above 24? Yeah. Because Pfizer's a slow mover. But then again, the buybacks are coming back on Pfizer next year, I believe. They haven't done buybacks in a couple years. But then they just fucking got into a bidding war. China's still in play, yeah, for sure. Again, I downgraded that idea a little bit So you got to go back a couple days ago. Was that 2 days ago in the morning? So yeah, try to follow along. But I still like it, but not as much as I did a week ago. There's just a different reasoning behind it. There are good names that dropped from the S&P like Whirlpool. Yeah, that's what I acknowledged earlier, that some of these will not be here in the future. And you got to, that's why, get familiarized with the list and start thinking what's going to be there in 10 years. But if it's on the S&P now, it has a certain level of quality. And you could, it's a good starting point. You know what I'm saying? That's like I'm saying, at least quality better than not, and try to use the criteria that I've given you. Any updates on the love-hate one? No. Well, yeah, that's especially with so many people paying out higher than the Fed funds rate. And the Fed funds rate is going to go lower, but that's why like steady cash flow, payout ratio, all that shit's important. So, but even then, don't let that be your deciding factor. You know, get good quality companies. Don't get into a dividend trap. I like dividends, though. I would like some more, but, you know, we don't got to force it. But that is also where TAP comes into play. AEHR 27? Oh, come on. It's glitching, but it just kind of popped 50, 60 cents. That's 2-3%. My DM? Can you email me at tradingfraternity@gmail.com? Because I won't check my phone until I go pee. In the air. That's really fun to say. Alrighty. Ionis. Alright, it's chilling out. What time is it, bro? Push-ups? Oh, wow. We're 15 minutes off a Euro close. Dude, it's like cloudy. What the... Kenvue refers ruling effort to temporarily block Kenvue from issuing a dividend. Kimberly-Clark, man. That's the... I don't know, man. I like KMB a lot, but... Why do I want toothpaste? I just want toothpaste, bro. You know that? I really want toothpaste. I think KMB has a high divvy or a high payout ratio too. In the air. But yeah, we should do some push-ups. Yeah, Kimberly-Clark's 84% payout ratio. Does everybody in here brush their teeth? I think. Did I ever tell you that where I met somebody who said that they reuse their diapers for their children? They use like washable, reusable diapers. So yeah, that's where Kimberly-Clark comes. They sell diapers. But yeah, I was like, what? Clorox is 77% payout ratio. I don't know what. I didn't want more details. I said, that's fascinating. I don't know what they do, bro. It's kind of crazy. Kenvue will help diversify KMB. Yeah. But their payout rate, again, a lot of these are like in the higher rates. And I think they got clapped off the purchase, but I don't know why. I thought Kimberly-Clark had I thought they had more like consumer products. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought like toothpaste, razor blades, deodorant. I was looking for something like shampoo. That's what Procter & Gamble has. Procter & Gamble has all of it. Yeah, washable diapers. Yeah, that's why, dude, I didn't figure. I was shocked when I found that out. I said, that's cool. I guess. That's all you had in Cuba? Okay, I guess it's different. But nice. Yeah, it makes sense. These are like hippies in America. Elijah Lily. Dog, all they've done is widen spreads. Any play that even hit, you're only up a little bit. The ask is jacked up, but then the bid, they're not high bids. Intel now and Mobileye. Well. Alrighty. Now, again, all the mid-tier is going up now. Yeah, it's all... Kimberly-Clark is all consumer paper. That's why, bro. I want shampoo. I want deodorant. Like, who makes my Old Spice? Isn't that PG? You know, I've been wearing Fiji since high school, dog. Who owns Old Spice? Procter & Gamble! They've owned it since 1990, dog. No, bro. Old Spice is owned by Procter & Gamble. That's what I'm saying, dog. It's crazy. Y'all don't know, bro. Y'all don't know, man. Literally, it's like they have everything. Toothpaste, deodorant, razor blades. Kimberly-Clark got Tylenol, yeah, but like, you know, Tylenol ain't the hottest right now. You can't even have it when you're pregnant, apparently. Well, you can, but consult with your doctor. But I want some Old Spice, dog. In the air. See, I like PG, bro. PG's just too solid, bro. They have too many. They have just every consumer brand everybody lives on. Yeah, they have Gillette, all of it. What's UNB? Union Bank down 7%? What the fuck is this? No trades ever. Most of you live off of PG. You don't get it. They have everything. Procter & Gamble even, wait, it says Pampers. Is that, I don't think that's right. We'll go to the website. The Zenora. Yeah. It's not loading. Yeah, bro. They even have diapers, too. Procter & Gamble has Pampers, nighttime underwear, Ninjamas. I never heard of that. Loves. Dog, they make Bounce, Downy. They make your laundry detergent, Gain, Tide. They make Bounty, the quicker picker-upper, Charmin, Puffs. Always. Damn, they even make and they make Tampax. They make Braun, Gillette, Venus Gillette. They make Aussie Hair Care, Head and Shoulders, Old Spice, Herbal Essence, Pantene. They make your dishwashing detergent. They own Febreze. Oh, they own Mr. Clean, dog. They own the bald-headed trademark. Are you kidding me? You're the Swiffer. The Swiffer. Oh, that's terrible. Then they own Crest, Fixodent, Oral-B, Scope. They own Align Probiotic, fucking Metamucil, Pepto-Bismol, Vicks Vapor Rub, Gillette, Native, Old Spice again, Olay, Secret. All of this is, bro, that's what I'm saying, man. They don't owe me, son. I use a lot of these products. So they got, yeah, that's PG. That's what I'm saying. You're not, all of you use that every single day. Clorox got some, but Procter & Gamble's just the highest tier of all of them. They have everything. I got no strings, so I can't see. I got no strings on me. I see the house. That's crazy. It looks like they listed it at a good price. How come it's not selling? It's kind of scary. So yeah, it doesn't look like they listed it at a bad price. Why is it still on the market? So yeah, I don't know. If they, I'd have to give them a much lower offer, but it seems like they priced it good. But then there is some cheaper houses in the area. Waiting on more of a drop. Well, yeah, I mean, it's already came down though. I told you, every time Procter & Gamble has came down here, I know Tim picked it up. Last time we had it here, Tim got it in the 23s, 22. So it could still, this is one that could still go down a lot more, but it's already dropped like we're at 20%, I think. I think they're down 15 to 20. Mm-hmm. I thought wait, they did, right? I think there is overlap. Oh, they own a different type of Vicks. So yeah, Helen of Troy owns like some of the Vicks vaporizers and accessories. I don't think they own the actual vapor rub. Yeah, and Helen of Troy also owns some of the Braun products. So there is some overlap. They own some of the stuff that Procter & Gamble didn't want. So they own the like spin-off products of the brands. Finance foreclosure on an auction. Yeah, I think you can. You used to not be able to as much, but I've seen some people pull it off lately. I think lenders are a little bit more willing. I got no strings on me. It's $4 away. Yeah, I just hit the 52-week low the other day. Should you consider VIX options with the chop? Well, you may have misunderstood what the chop really means then. But maybe, I don't know, I hate to do this to you, but you might be better off buying the locked in. But that's up to you, man. But like I said, if anybody wants info on the locked in, you could email me, but you're going to have to be patient because the other guys don't want to hear about it. You know, look how many people reacted afterwards. A couple hundred people responded to the value, and only like one person to the locked in. So, you know, if you guys could be respectful towards the others, that'd be nice. I like Adobe, but I don't wake up and brush my teeth with fucking Photoshop. I'm like, yo, let me get out the shower. Let me go put on my thumbnail editor. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. It's looking cloudy. I feel a little under the weather. Maybe Adobe Premiere could help me. So it's just different use. That's what I'm saying. No matter what happens, Procter & Gamble. That's what I'm saying. If you get Procter & Gamble at a really cheap price, it's not going anywhere. That's where I'm saying quality that you want to focus on. Adobe is not going anywhere either, but you know, it's going to fluctuate and have different things. But I do like Adobe, but it's much different than what we're talking about here. So hopefully that joke could show you the distinction, which I'm not against Adobe, but you know, there's something about these like value plays that are very embedded into our daily lives that I'm like, damn, I like them. I'm kind of backed up. I need more fiber or I need Photoshop. I don't know which one. CRM. AMT and EQT considering bids for TD. Is that why they went down earlier? I was going up. They do have a monopoly on it, but on the creative products. The thing is, like, I feel like it's our generation because I don't think I would ever use anything but Adobe. But then I feel like some of the new guys with AI and all that, it just gives them different options. But I still think Adobe is going to be around for 10 years. Yeah, but like the thing about toothpaste, like tell me this don't happen to you. It happens to me all the time. I buy toothpaste and then it feels like, I don't know if it's a day, I don't know if it's a week. I'm like, wait, I have no more toothpaste. Wait a minute, I thought I just bought toothpaste. And I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have the toothpaste anymore. I need more toothpaste. All the time. All the time. I don't know what, it's like a weird Mandela effect of toothpaste. Do you know what I'm talking about? Or am I just going crazy? Because like all I do, bro, is, I'm telling you, bro, I buy toothpaste and then I'm like, wait, I thought I just bought it, and then I run out of toothpaste. The same thing happens with like shampoo and body wash, but now my girl will just buy it, so I don't do shit. So, but then even then I'm like, I thought it was full and now it's empty. Damn consumables. I hate it. I did that. I bought mad toothpaste from Costco and I'm like, I still ran out of toothpaste. This is bullshit. Yeah, Walmart. That was in the morning. That's why Walmart went down. That's why it was kind of weird with the values. And then, yeah, bro, you guys know you're still melting up. Now, again, the Merck and I think Pepsi, that one got clapped. It's still held from the gains yesterday. It's actually break even, but Merck is actually running now. Again, General Mills was up, and now they're killed it. And then a couple of the call pickups today did good, but the spreads are very wide. I don't know if it'd fill me at a good price. NVIDIA stopped. Now that everybody else going. Mid-tier and then equal weight. Equal weight's actually looking nice. Oh, big sis is getting married today? You have me in ear for rehearsal? Oh, man. Well, tell her congratulations, bro. Enjoy it. I like weddings. Weddings are fun. That's like one of the only times I drink. Because it's a celebration, bro. Don't get too hammered, but yeah, bro, enjoy it. That's a good time. That's hype, bro. Has anybody in the chat got married? I feel like y'all slowed down on the marriages. We had a lot of kids. wait, hold on. Hey, where's the Chaz getting married, bro? You guys kind of slowed down this quarter. What happened to the Chad marriages? Did y'all back out or what? Well, congratulations. You're getting married in December. There you go. You're married to the streets. Okay, we'll pray for you. Recession. You just got married in October. There you go. Yeah, there you go. All right, we got a couple. I was gonna say, man, usually there's been some people kind of slow down. Your sis gonna give the flower to the girl. Well, listen, if they do the toss, just tell your girl box out. Telling you, it's very effective for rebounds. So you want to catch the bouquet, box out, box out. I'm telling you, bro, I do that when I play ball. I box out. Mother effers are surprised. You know, and then I got boxed out. I was like, I can't get around this dude. So yeah, box out, box out. You gonna give that? I don't know how bad she want to get married. Box out. Getting married in April. Nice. All right, there you go. Yeah, last quarter, a lot of you guys got married. That's what I'm saying. What happened, man? Audience getting older. I mean, you guys are already old. I'm old. I think the problem was I think it's postmodernism. Like, do you guys not realize how many people, like, oh, you got divorced? All right, word. Well, hey, you still got us. But I think the problem in this world today, man, is the postmodernist relationships, as we talked about yesterday. I think it's extreme. I feel bad for the young guys, and most of the young guys get banned. They've been brainwashed, and I'm not going to tolerate their brainwashedness. And I hope it causes them to improve. But at the same time, it's hard, man. I'm glad I don't. I mean, I'm not married yet, but that's it. It's difficult out there. Like, do you realize the gap between like people now? Like, it's very hard to form a meaningful relationship. Ironically enough, because we have more communication than ever before. But like, low key, man, postmodern relationships are very, you want a modern relationship, that's a good thing. But postmodern is really, it's built on nothing. Why is Instagram the problem? I think it's the postmodernist. I think it's society. And then, like, you don't know how... I read a post the other day. It was like, if you go ask your parents how they met, most of them would tell you they met in a way that people nowadays would be like, you can't do that. It is kind of true, because I've heard the craziest. Like, people are like, how did your dad meet your mom? He's like, I waited outside every day of her work and asked her out till she said yes. We've been married for 50 years now. You're like, what? You can't do that. I met her at work. I said she looked attractive at work. You can't do that. Like, no, for real though. It's like, and nowadays they got too many rules on y'all. And then again, then all of them are like, swipe left if you don't like if you like Donald Trump. Swipe left. Swipe left. And then you guys gotta be careful. South Park did a skit on it. And then half of the girls at church are like, you know, they're newfound Christians, it looks like. I need a man at church. It's like, I don't think you here for Jesus, girl. I don't know, man. All right, Spy ripping. Once again. Flutter too. Yeah, little rip. A lot of everything. It hasn't stopped. It hasn't. Man, some of the daily calls on the daily calls got washed a little bit, depending on where you're at. Like some of them aren't higher than the first morning, but anything with time, any of the old value plays, some of them like really launched. I'm actually surprised. Well, welcome back. Your grandpa called the wrong number and thought your grandma's voice was nice, so he kept talking to her. Oh man, that's dope. I know a Chad gonna try that today. He'd be like, I'm gonna try it. 760. You gonna just enter numbers. Hello? You sound beautiful. Would you like to keep talking? I'm like, man, nobody calls the wrong number anymore. It says spam risk. No, dude, you guys are screwed. I feel bad. I told you the long-term advice, you know? Like, you should ask a girl if she has a long-term. Yeah, you guys are fucked. They ain't got long-terms. I don't know how to break this to you. I guess now's the time. Yeah, y'all better get a long-term. Y'all fucked. What do you think this is? Man, you can't even find a girl with morals. How you expect a long-term too, dog? That's crazy. Nah, bro, you gotta, the bar is not... Nah, I keep a high bar, but I'm just saying, you're gonna have to really, you ain't finding that. Email, yeah. I mean, show them some stuff. Maybe go shop for some houses, but of course you could email. What's left then? Robots? That's what Elon wants. That's what Elon wants. Microsoft, Path, dog, everything. This feels like the value melt up from Monday. You guys remember when just value took off? That's exactly what even happened today. Because you even saw it with because again, equal weight lagged and then it took off. But they are matching up. Wait till they like fully match up, and then I'm sure we'll get a little bit more action. But yeah. Everything from the morning still. Yours, you have a great story. Your grandmother jumped off a carriage last second to stay with my great-grandfather when her family was leaving to go back to Germany, and that's that. That's crazy. See, bro, wait, I guess we don't have any... What happens nowadays? Like, my story's not dope. My girl was hot, and then we had mutual friends. I was like, what's up, girl? I said, no way, this is a bot. And then here we are. I mean, she did come from Switzerland, so that was a crazy story, but you know, but then again, I just chilled. So it's not, I didn't do much. But she did. That's why I was like, wow. But that's why she's a spy. So we'll see. That's why I still think she's a spy. Yeah, exactly. No, she was watching one of her little shows, and then it was like there was a scene. He was like, "I can't tell you what I've done. You won't look at me the same if you knew." And I was like, I asked my girl, I was like, "What would you say if I said that?" And she just, I was like, "You would be like, okay." I was like, "Man, this ain't, you spy." My girl's too chill, bro. She's way too chill. That's why I'm skeptical. It's good though. Yeah, that story, the German one, that sounds like some Titanic like storyline. U.S. energy officials to meet with White House on nuclear tests. Did you guys understand the Phantom Power Center stuff yesterday? Because that was part of it yesterday. That wasn't the main reason we sold off, but do you guys understand the Phantom data center thing? Because like everyone's like, we need all of this power, but pretty much some people are saying that there's a lot of duplicates and that we don't need that much power. We need a lot of power, but not as much as stated, because a lot of people are applying over and over again, and then there's a lot of like fake setups essentially, where people are, you know, they're like, we have a $50 billion plan, but then they don't have any, they don't have anything else. Like there's no money, no nothing, bro. Kind of like Ponzi data centers, yes. Because like the energy right, Miss Secretary Wright said this, because he was just saying how it's like, you know, if you wanted to build like a huge real estate development, you would need an anchor tenant. If you're like, give me approval, I want to build this much, it's going to be rented by so on and so forth. Like people are coming with multi-billion-dollar data center deals, but then they're not like they're just like, they have no clients. There's no money. It's just the idea. And then that's why they're like, you don't really need that much power. Tell me, it's still mad early, bro. We're like, what, 45 minutes off Euro close? Good for the market because less capex. Yes, but it could distort the view of just like what's going on. Like I'm saying, you just might not need that much power. Tell me why. Oh yeah, I do want to hear what he says. Isn't your husband doing one of those? I'd assume his is more legit, but some of these people are putting like, they're like, I want $10 billion data center. It's like, who's your client? Nobody. What? No, we need approval, and you build it, they will come. That's not, I guess, approved. What? I mean, womp, womp, womp. Oracle. Okay, you go pee. Please hold. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. Real Cult News on Twitter. Propaganda, where are you?
trying to point out is going into the October meeting with its bet on December. I mean, I guess that's water under the bridge at this point, but the market has not been listening to what the Fed has been saying. And I'll give you an example of that. The September forecast came out and it said the median was 3%. Well, great. But you look at the numbers and there were 10 guys for 3 or 10 folks for 3 and 9 for 2 or less. So the market hears this median amid the froth of all the AI trade. The market says, oh, we're going to get a rate cut. We got high stocks and we're going to have a great economy. And we got the rate cut too. So I just don't think they're listening to the Fed's growing concern here about the inflation numbers remaining stuck at 3% and not seeing any sort of clear sign or evidence, Scott, of weakness in the labor market that's animating their ideas about policy.
Well, because most of what they're thinking about remains anecdotal because the government shutdown, they couldn't get actual data, and we may never know where we currently stand based on the rhetoric out of the administration regarding the most recent data. We just may never see it, which means the Fed may never know it.
Yeah.
Which means we'll have to just push down the runway of when they can make a more thoughtful decision based on actual numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all that bad. October will now and forever more likely be a data black hole, but we'll get the November data in December. We'll probably see that September data. I think they have that report ready. We've had a bunch of alternative data, some of which shows weakness, but the jobless claims data, which is pretty good, that we have been getting during the shutdown, has been pretty steady. So I will note, Scott, in this extended A block that Stephanie clearly dominated, and you were joking about.
Yeah.
I got to listen to all of it, and I enjoyed all of it, but I did not hear the Fed funds come up a single time. So when you guys were talking about what may or may not be bothering AI and the tech stocks, I would just like to point out my observation. It wasn't the Fed. Whatever's going on with there, maybe the Fed would help, but it doesn't seem like Federal Reserve interest rates are something that's troubling the thing that looks like it's most troubling the stock market right now.
I think you very perceptively and accurately point out where we are in the market. It's a cherry on top of what already had looked like a pretty good Sunday. So we're not wholly reliant on it, but we also, there's a limit to where we want to see, we as the market and an investing community want to see rates go, and that's why it becomes relevant if you have to dial back your expectations from 100% to 41. So that's why it's brought up, but I appreciate you making that observation because it sets up the next leg of our conversation, Steve. Thank you so much. That's Steve Leisman, our senior economics correspondent. Right? It's nice, but none of you think we need it, of a rate cut. Am I accurately saying that?
GDP is running at 3.5% to 4%, and that's probably one of the reasons why you're seeing above trend inflation to begin with. But I've said it many times that I would much rather have faster growth in the economy and a little bit elevated inflation from an earnings perspective.
Let's put it this way. If you look at what's working, okay, and what has been working, Brian?
Yeah.
The biotech story has been helped by the expectation of lower rates. Those companies, the smaller ones, are more susceptible to the cost of capital, right? So what's happening today? The IBB, the biotech ETF, it's up. It's up 1.5%. There is a trend that the market believes in behind that sector. It's up as rates are up, as rate cut expectations have come down. Financials have been doing quite well. Goldman hit a record high yesterday. Rate expectations come down, financials stay up. There is a trend here in this market that speaks to why Steve Leisman can accurately say we're not wholly dependent on rate cuts. There are too many other things that are working to the market's advantage.
Right, and part of the reason why, too, that biotechs have done so well, Scott, is because a lot of these biotechs have amazing balance sheets and have been able to build that war chest of cash, and they're out of the whole vaccine game and a lot of the worrisome stuff going on in big pharma. That's kind of number one. On the financials, if you think about what Steph said about I will take a 3.5% GDP. I will take double-digit earnings growth all day long. And financials win by that. It's not just about where the stock market is going and what advisors are doing, but think about the commercial banking that is coming on. Not enough people talk about commercial banking is going to be huge. If we talked about in the prior A block a little bit about CapEx, a lot of these companies are still going to go to the banks and take out loans. We haven't talked about a commercial banking loan cycle for years, and no one's talking about that.
Well,
and I think that's going to be
private credit.
They went to private credit, but now look at what's happening to the private credit.
Can we also say that the market right now, despite what was an ugly-looking day yesterday, we're still on track for a positive week out of the S&P 500. Okay, so that puts into perspective what's happened both in the AI trade and then everything else, financials and healthcare and what have you. To financials, real quick before we take a break, you did take some profits in Wells Fargo, which I think was your largest position.
It still is.
Wasn't it?
It still is.
Okay.
But it ran so much that it got to be a 7% position. And so I just took out 2%. Still like it very much. Still think it's the asset cap story, the lift of the asset cap story, which will lead to better profitability. And they've already raised guidance. I think they're still lowballing on that front.
All right. So let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Bitcoin breakdown. Some very interesting moves are happening there. Mackenzie Sagalos is going to join us with the very latest. You're not going to want to miss that. Calls of the day, stocks on the move. Santoli, the
Stocks on the move. Oh. Good morning. What a day. What a day. At least the value came up, but yeah, they pump faked. But I don't like it, man. I don't want Chop City. That's it, bro. First move. If it bounces from here and doesn't come down, praise the Lord. If it bounces and then comes down and then comes down and then bounces, but not high enough, then comes down, but not low enough, then goes lower, then oh, you're going to hate it. Everybody's going to hate it. It was good if you bought calls, though, this morning. They worked for a little. I sold them too early. I sold mine too early. I got earnings puts, and they held, so, or not too bad. One set got slashed right off the morning. Well, other than that, man, you got your bounce, you just haven't got your fade. But then, if that happens in a day or so, you're gonna hate it. But for now, and then bonds, dude, bonds are kind of volatile. He went up 0.5, down 0.4. If they rocket back up, that's some real volatility. You don't think they know how much power? It could be far less or more. It's kind of the issue now, because people are saying it's a bottleneck, and then that. And then, too, the bonds, I mean, all of these things that came up, none of it's new. I mean, we've been talking about all these little factors, and it just kind of was a confluence of all of it. And then December rate cut odds sitting at 40%. Now, you guys know a week ago they were at like 70 or like 90. So, yeah. But then you've also been through this, too, where market, they cut. The rates don't go down, and then the rate cut odds drop. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Stocks on the move. All right, man. It's kind of late. It's 9:30. Oh, we didn't do push-ups at 8:30. We should have done, man. Can I get more propaganda, please? We should get a push-up in. Stand around, move around a little bit. Some politics.
The Democrat from Massachusetts, running for Senate now to replace Ed Markey, or so he hopes, sat down for an interview with Politico to have a conversation on The Conversation. This is exactly what we're talking about here, Krista. Listen to Seth Moulton.
It means this Schumer just gave it. He just quit right when we actually look like we might be able to win. And it's tough right now to win in Washington when Republicans control the White House, the House, and the Senate. There's two problems here. One, Schumer has proven to all of us that he can't keep the team together. But two, Schumer has also proven to Trump that his strong arm tactics work.
That's a pretty tough combination for Democrats if that's true, Kristen. And you wonder, would it have been different with another leader? We had the longest shutdown in American history, and somebody like Jeanne Shaheen got tired of waiting around. Would a different leader have prevented the jailbreak?
This isn't a defense of Schumer, but I'm not sure that they would have. You have United States senators in the Democratic Party who have a mind of their own, and they got together, they had discussions, and they moved forward. So I'm not sure another leader would have made a difference here. There are certainly a ton of capable leaders that could take over for Chuck Schumer, from all over the country. But I'm not sure that would have made a difference. Certainly there are criticisms of any leader, of both parties, and they have to go through that. But at the end of the day, the government had to reopen. How and when that happened, that was up to those senators, and they made their decisions.
I'm not sure. It sounds like you agree they made the right decision, but either way, we're open. When lawmakers get back, there's going to be, I guess, a debate over extending healthcare reforms. There's no promised vote in the House, though, Kristen, and a lot of people like me are already asking if we're going to shut down in January. This doesn't sound like it's getting real better, does it?
It's not getting any better, and I think that if there is not a vote, and I agree with a lot of the members that just have no faith in the Republican leadership in the House to hold, to any type of word that they'll bring something to the floor, which I don't think they have. And you're going to have a lot of members who are really upset about this. So no, I think that we're in for a long haul between now and all the way through 2026, having these major fights over healthcare, because this is where Democrats win. Democrats win on healthcare. As you get closer to the elections, people want to see the members fighting. So I think there's a potential we go through all of this again.
Boy, it's sounding like it. I don't know how we get out of it at that point, too, because they've funded SNAP benefits for the year. You won't have to worry about that. I guess the airports won't get any better. But when it comes to Schumer,
You've had
Kristen, is this it?
Auctions.
Does he even run for re-election?
And then there's also
I don't know. I mean, I think that there's always room for a changing of the guard.
Bonds are still controlled. Let me put it this way.
New leadership and new blood. You've seen that.
Are you guys ready for the fun fact? It just happened today. But this could give you an idea of how controlled the bonds are. This is why I believe it. But did you guys know that U.S. Treasuries have done better than Bitcoin this year? That's disgusting. So if you bought a U.S. Treasury, if you bought a bond instead of Bitcoin, you would have done better this year so far. Or at least up until today. That's odd. That's not. What do you mean? So it's because bonds haven't moved. It's because they barely went up and barely moved. So that's why I'm saying, like, imagine everything that's gone on, and you're telling me the bonds have been very, very stable. And again, I think it served a purpose, but that's why I also believe what I believe. The laws that prohibit them from poly market and prediction markets? No. No. Get ready. That's why. I think it's Pandora's box. The real risk is when people... I saw it yesterday. Somebody did at a basketball game. They did like a streaking thing, and I think it was for like a prediction or like a pump fund. And then those are the innocent ones. But yeah, it's a very odd, slippery slope. So good luck. Good luck. Good luck and farewell. You can't hear me? What do you mean? Bond coin. That's absurd. I have a better one for you. This one's just funny, bro. I have a better one for you. Let me go to Michael Saylor. This is such an odd one. I would have said you would have been better off selling your teeth. I would have never sold my teeth for a bond, but to each his own. But like, you guys I don't know if this is like a boomer thing with their like AI pictures. Why did he post this? I know it's your boy Sailor, guys, but I feel bad. But I'm confused. What do you mean you made an AI generated pic? Why is he in a lifeboat and why is the ship going down? You know what I'm saying? I'm very confused. Nah, not even. Do you not? What is this? What are you trying to tell me? Yeah, ain't he supposed to be the captain saving the boat? And why is he the only one on the lifeboat? That's a big ass boat. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get help. So yeah, that's the only Panic at the Crypto. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'll show you. I didn't want to post it because I don't like to encourage this dumb shit. But you know what I looked up this morning? Surprisingly, I checked on Robinhood because they have event contracts. They don't have an event of Robinhood going down. Even Polymarket. Nobody has made a Polymarket on Robinhood going down. Like if it will work today or not. I thought that was funny. Usually the good probabilities just they don't exist till it happens, but yeah, that made me chuckle. Women and children. No, my worry is with the prediction markets is that it's all fun and games until you guys start getting the odds of Supreme Court members dying. And then it turns into murder for hire. So, yeah, it'd be a good plot for my next movie, but we'll see. Switzerland and Liechtenstein will work to finalize agreement on aim of concluding negotiations. That's the plot for GTA 5 opening. It might be, bro. It might be. All right, man. Another rally on the high ticker. Even energy's going up this time. You never thought about that? I've said it a couple times. But yeah, I think it's real. I mean, we have a long future. I hope it's not, but I hope I'm wrong on that one. But then again, I mean, it starts innocent, but you are literally laying the infrastructure for some terrible things. And then I was like, but you'll make a money. I'm like, okay, fine. You're right. Just ignore me, man. All right, hold on. I want another push-up, dude. Oh, come on, propaganda. I'll give you my own propaganda. Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
portfolio and the value portfolio.
Okay. All right. Progressive. You want to talk about that one? That got downgraded to hold from buy, target 232 at Jefferies. Stock's having a pretty good intraday move here, 2/3 of 1% in a mixed tape. What about, I mean, insurance stocks haven't been all that great lately either.
They haven't, but we got through the hurricane season actually without a big issue in the United States. That's a big deal. Progressive has picked up a lot of market share the last 2 years, and their P&C product is still very, very competitive. So when you're looking at a diversified portfolio within financials, this is one of those insurance companies that we wanted to own, and we're going to continue to own it.
All right. I said you've been. I was going to say something about the waste management. What you've been shoveling me for the past couple of minutes.
I know.
But this one was initiated overweight with 238 at Wells Fargo. What do you think?
We've owned this stock in portfolios for 20 plus years. I mean, waste management is the stock in industrials you want to own when you're worried about the economy.
Yeah.
So what we think going forward is we're still going to own it. We'll probably lessen our position going forward because we want to get actually more cyclical in industrials. And this is not a cyclical stock within industrials. It throws off dividends, got great cash flow. It's a steady eddy.
Like what? Like what? Give me a name that you think is
Parker Hannifin.
Cat? Like Caterpillar?
Deere, Honeywell, those types of names.
Speaking Stephanie Lane's language.
Yes, you are. You didn't mention any of those that I knew you own some of these, like Quanta Services, Eaton, Vertiv, Rockwell. Rockwell Automation is really quite interesting. They have a new CFO, and they had a blowout quarter because the CFO is focused on margins. And so you're now starting to see operating leverage at the company. You haven't seen it in many, many years. That one is actually
those companies have all benefited from this CapEx. Now there's going to be the next thing, the next phase, right?
Automation, robotics.
Yep.
Santoli. He's next.
Santoli. All right, my bad. I downed a yogurt, bro. I'm sore from yesterday. I had to, bro. Great workout. And we balled. I mean, the market balled out today. That's good, though. I mean, at least it'll come into the weekend. Not dead, but we still have a couple more hours. So it could still come down if it did. But you actually got through the open. You haven't filled a couple of these gaps. But straight up better than straight down? You tell me? This is America. Amazing. You had a good year, man. I'm glad. I hope so. I think it was definitely personal based. It was all really how you there's a lot this year, man. It was crazy. I think the crazy part is next year it gets even crazier, but it's not too often that you have three. I don't know where we're going to close, but if we do 3 back-to-back 20% years, that doesn't happen too often. So yeah, that's going to be wild. And then a lot of stuff kicks in next year, like right off the beginning. You'll see. It's kind of insane. Like the tax breaks, all the BBB spending, some of the spending that gets cut, all of those things come into play. The farmer chart that everyone talks, time to sell and buy. Not really. I think I know what you're talking about. I mean, it has some relevance, but I mean, I'm not like looking at that when I make a decision. I'm looking at what I just showed you guys. You know, you could get an idea, just good companies at low prices in any weather, you're not going to be mad. So, but yeah, I don't really get, I think I know what isn't it like a 50-year cycle or something? I think people brought that up in 2022, 2023 last time. A lot, but Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. Dude, yeah, 2026 is going to be wild, but remember, we came in here with 2 back-to-back 20% plus years, and that's why we came into this year knowing it was going to be big, and it was, and there was a lot of emotions, a lot of pump fakes, all of it, but now it's 3 years in a row of 20%. I don't know. I think it's happened once or twice, but I don't even know, man. The show Billions, back in the day, I watched it. I don't fully remember all of it, but I know some of it. Hobby Vibe's starting to go up. They were a leader yesterday. Is that real volume on NVIDIA? No. More value. Oh, yeah, and some of the other ones came up. They lagged a little bit, but equal weights there. Dow's only down a quarter. I mean, NASDAQ has moved about, what, 2.5% to the upside today? Or round trip? If we talk in place. Gold's still down, but up on the day. Yeah, Whirlpool kept running. And Gilead. That's starting to wake up now. Let's see, XBI. XLV actually starting to come up here. Elijah Lilly. Even Walmart, dude. I thought Walmart was going to get more CEO drama, but that recovered ASAP. All of these did. That's what sucks, because if we come right back down, or any of the Chop City, it's just, this is all quick. This is all quick. You're holding good for middle of the day, but down big on no reason, up big on no reason. You're still left without the reason. Like I said, even the news today, I didn't think it was going to matter. You haven't really gotten any crazy headlines. There's like Witkoff and some political ones, but yeah. Don't think too crazy, Habibi. ONC? This is up $2. It's just not loading. Sweet green. Remember, the CEO bought yesterday. So that's what caused it to go up. And then it's just, this was a year-to-date lagger. I don't think Fiserv went. That was another year. That was, like I said, going to be a wild card. There was another one that was beaten down. That, not really a value, but a move. Stagwell, STGW. That sounds familiar. Let's pop it up. SPY's still chilling out near the high. I mean, the high-low ticker is going in burst, but when the high ticker is popping off, it's not big tech. It's everything else. 24/7 Walmarts. Did they get rid of those? I thought the super centers are like 24/7. So now you're locked in. Should we consider UVXY plays? Not pumping, just asking. So you're not going to like my next answer, but I would just go to yesterday's video that we posted last night, and we talked about it. But to not make you mad. But yeah, yesterday's video, besides what I just said there, we'll have some for you. Mr. Options Man. You couldn't resist? But how's your long term doing? See? Because now I feel bad. Because I don't want you to buy it. Because I told people every week, I think I remind the locked in people that if you're buying the locked in without really a long term, and you're not saving 10%, and you are not on the path to buying a home, I think that's a really bad idea. That does not really align with everything. And that's what I'm saying. I say it every day? Oh, wow. Okay. I thought like at least once a week. But yeah, just that's what I'm saying. It's not it just doesn't make sense. Or again, I saw a lot of people who haven't bought it today just because the market gapped down pretty big. So I wonder what you guys were gonna do. You like the fast news? Well, it's still pretty fast even with a delay. That's the part that we've kind of proven a couple times already, but I can't make the decision for you. Yeah, I mean, tax loss, you should do it sooner than later. Some people did it in October, but you do it here in November, you could buy back by the end of the month, if anything. But yeah, I would keep it in mind. I think mine is about to be risk. So I don't think I'm going to share them with you guys, because I'm about to take a bunch of moral hazard, because I will have a high tax obligation this year. So my plan is to gamble it all away. Because then if I hit, I pay more in taxes. And then if I lose, then my tax liability goes down. So that's moral hazard, but that's kind of how the taxes work. So, but other than that, I mean, because we did take gains for the sale on the long term too. Oh, did you hear that? And I just farted. Sorry about that. SPY's coming down, bro. If this ends up back at open, y'all are going to get pissed. I think even if because your plays might even go up, you'll still get pissed. Hot dog. I was taking profits on a play. Oh, Divi just hit. Yeah, I mean, if Bitcoin and gold trip out, people will probably trip out too. But especially Bitcoin with everything going on. I mean, Wall Street Bets was really trying to kill Michael Saylor today. Everybody on the internet. Oh yeah, we got a Philo bounce. I forgot. Or Philo, death and destruction. Alright, well, let me set up the Philo. Yalla! Par. I can't believe it, bro. We're halfway done with November. You know, up until this morning, this was the worst November since '08. But yeah, if you keep doing days, you give it 2 days. No problem, habibi. No problem. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. Oracle. I don't know. The one I want, I had 2 that I was looking at there. I didn't take those ones. One of them would have hit. Other one wouldn't have. Actually, would have went up a decent amount. Intel did good, barely. They're all barely holding up or barely green, except for like, no, Microsoft and Google did very well. And then Danny here again. So again, some of those that started off low have kind of melted back up a little bit, but they look crazy from where they started. I think part of it is a little bit of overcrowding in the staples, big dog. I think everybody did rush to staples. I need to stretch again, bro. I'm sore. The Philo bail. We've had a Philo sell-off, though. I mean, again, Philo yesterday, I think, was kind of a little mini one. We bounced that Kickstarter. That was a fun time. I really think the Zenora had a huge impact. That one was unexpected. Just innovative. Sam Bankman, or Sam I keep calling him Sam Bankman. Sam Altman is like the cleaner cut Sam Bankman. He creeps me out every time I look at Twitter and I see a picture of him, bro. I just trip out. Every time. I don't even mean to call him Sam Bankman, bro. I swear. It just comes out. Altman. Little creepy mother effer. All right, you're stuck on an island with Sam Bankman and Sam Altman. Right? You got to be stuck on an island with one of them. Who do you pick? You get only one. That's it, bro. You have to be stuck on an island for a year. With Sam Bankman or Sam Altman? Who are you going with? The one with the $1 million car? Are you sure? You don't want the guy who liked cucumbers and Corollas? I feel like I don't have the same obsession with cucumbers, but I could fuck with a Corolla. I could also fuck with the Regera, but still, all depends. I know though, that's the but man, you know Bankman likes some weird shit too. I don't know. Altman would scare me though. He'd be like, "Yes, while you were sleeping, I used your body as an energy source to power the island. I knew you would appreciate your contribution to society, so I went and did it. I'll wake you up when we're done. Unless I could IPO it." What the fuck? You can't IPO me? Too late. What? Sorry. then don't worry, we'll bail you out if it goes wrong. Who? The taxpayer. Why? Because they need us. We're on an island. This is bull. Yeah, Bankman, I don't know. I think I'd be on Bankman. Bankman would just start snorting sand or something. He'd be like, and what we could do if we package it and we could put it into the box and put it in the coat. I'm like, what are you doing? That's sand, dog. You know that's sand. That's dust. That's dust. That's not good for your signing. It doesn't matter. He'd be like, yo, you want to try these leaves? Try this plant. What do you mean? Why? It wakes you up. That's poison ivy. I know you don't feel it. Oh, man. Hey, yo, Mattel. What's that? It's 2%. It's not fast enough. Oh, my gosh. Disgusting spreads. So, yeah, that's all you. I'll leave you it. There's nothing good, but it's moving. Mattel down 2. Yeah, you're right. I could probably get Bankman to work for me. I'll get him addicted to, like, the plants on the island. And I'll be like, you got to build a hut. I'll give you the hut. Go build it. I think we could put him to work. I think I could get Bankman to fall in line. I think eventually. You know, I feel it's a great idea. Oh, shit. Baba. Yo, we got some China or what, dog? Oh, they already jacked them up. Careful. Oh. Nope, they're not filling me! Oh, those little fuckers. They won't fill me. They already came down a little bit. Alright, that actually helped me. They didn't fill my first one, but then they gave me a good one. That's so stupid, though. It worked. There's not any cheap ones on there. That's a fat candle on Baba. It's random. That's what I'm saying. It's 2%. eBay, French commerce says online platforms like Wish, Temu, AliExpress sold illicit products. That's not too hard. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. Been there. The spreads are fat, dude. All right, but that's big enough. It's gonna bounce off of that. That's not the best. Yeah, I don't think that was too crazy. Why are you so expensive, Habibi? All right, I'm out. I flipped it real quick, 40%. I think it's gonna bounce. That's not too big. Like, it's illicit products. White House memo claims Alibaba. Oh, that's the one. Nah, that's the headline. That one's big. Well, I just got fucked. I made money on it, but I'm gonna go for the other one. There's more. Oh. All right, I grabbed another one. Even better. But as I was saying, if it's the fucking eBay one, that's not good enough. But yeah, the White House Financial Times, that's good for now. Let's see if round 2 goes. Those are even cheaper. That's so... They jack you up on the first move, bro. The first one I missed, I would have filled higher. It wouldn't fill me, and I canceled it. And then I got in lower for some odd reason. And then, okay, those just fucking hit. Those are 50, 100% on the ask. 50 in between. Bob is still dumping. It sucks. You couldn't get any of the cheap, like, dailies. They weren't cheap enough. That other one I flipped, I got in the money on it, but it wasn't even that good. Like I said, it was 40%, but, I mean, that's a pretty 3% drop. There's a first set. Yeah, it didn't fill me on the other ones. That's why I took the others. I put my order, it just didn't fill it. I had to cancel and replace it, and then I went to the better one. Gold candle too? Well, Well, there you go. I have a decent amount of those. All right, it's leveling out there. Like I said, if it goes back, the shitty news wasn't that good. The Financial Times one, that'll give it some juice. But again, 3% pretty quick. Tell me why. All right, man. Let's go to Philo. At least we got a little hitter. But I'm gonna move it to Philo. If you guys would like to listen to Philo, please join. But please don't join if you don't want to hear Philo. It's not good for you. You don't want to get in the habit of listening to things you don't want, because then you won't be able to understand it the same way. You know what I'm saying? So peace and love, my brothers. Peace and love. All right, but yeah, it's free to listen. You could join in and listen, and that's call it a day. Just click on the link in the chat. Again, you got that Baba news. Did you get it early, even on a delay? I think you did. I don't know. I haven't looked to see how it circulated. You'll probably hear a ding. It hasn't hit. Actually, has it hit the other one yet? No. So then the next time you'll hear a ding, that'll be one circulation. So yeah, it hasn't even hit yet. Those are up now. Now you got almost 100% on the other ones, on the second set. Wow, isn't that nice? So you guys are still early. Do you guys realize that? And then Yang. All right, well, I'll see you guys at Philo. Click the link, and God bless America. And thank you for your time. I'll see you there. Bye.